Hi everybody, and welcome back to StorytellerSpira's channel with Vampire the Masquerade Tuesday nights. We are continuing our New Orleans by Night game, and this is episode 11, so chugging along. How are all of my lovely players?
Lovely.
Awesome.
Better be. Let's get some music sooner than later.
Hope seems to already have some music. Modi,
Yes, sir. What is up?
you mentioning the bouncing leg, like I have been good on that for years. You mentioned it, and now I've started doing it again.
God damn it! No, you stop it!
See, now that you're gonna
It's
mention
contagious.
it, nope.
Oh
nope,
my god,
now my
it
leg is going,
makes me
and-
so like it just aggravates me, man.
Hey, Hope, you want to sit on the couch next to me?
No,
Between us,
no, I
between
don't.
us,
Between
I
us.
really don't.
it's gonna happen now.
One time Tony was doing that with his leg, and then he started tapping me to get my attention, and I just fucking lost my shit. I cannot handle it.
Why y'all always gotta pick on Hope?
I was talking to Modi. Hope interjected herself into this.
You're okay. This is what you did. You talked to Modi, and you're like, Modi, you know what I hate is dirty Panamanians. Screw those guys. And then if I like interject, you're like, nah, I was talking to Modi.
Well, now that we're on the topic
Exactly.
of Panamanians,
Right.
No, only the dirty ones. The clean ones are fine.
They're all dirty. It's a trick.
Yeah, yeah, clean ones.
She said it, not me.
You dumb Panamanian. Get out of here.
Screw you.
Only if you ask nicely.
Okay.
You can't give us the freedom to talk in it.
I know. I have to keep you all wrangled at all times, or else.
I've been doing it structured. She asked how we were doing, and we just went
Yeah,
off,
no, we
off
just-
the
No,
rails.
you decided to just suddenly start being racist to each other.
That was
Hope was being
100%.
racist.
Yeah,
Not racist,
the-
it's true.
no, the Panamanian started it.
I
need
just
a beer.
said the worst thing I'll ever say in my whole life.
On live internet stream. Yay!
I need a beer to do with all of you.
Hey, only one? She's improved.
Hey, it's a golden monkey, so it's 9 point something percent.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah. All right. So to get us started, let me give a little bit of a recap from last week and where the story's been going. So, essentially, in particular, I think it was Abraham, and I think Rebecca was in tow with you, wound up at Martin's apartment, because he was one of the kindred who disappeared, and you found another kindred there who was very high on heroin with a dead hooker next to him. Abraham used his mesmerization to get some details out of him. He was a bit of a lackey, so he didn't get you everything you were looking for, but you did find out there was a kind of warehouse district, abandoned building area, where he had initially dropped off Martin, and seems to be some weird goings on. People are being embraced in frequent numbers, but often also killed off suddenly. You're not exactly sure what's going on, but it's definitely something curious, and it relates to the missing kindred in kind that has been reported around the city. Prince Marcel also gave you guys some follow-up information he gathered from the New Orleans Special Task Force ran by Detective Carter. It seems that they have a witness in a nearby warehouse, but the warehouse is past some Lupin territory, which, is not very exciting news. And in particular, Bjorn had gone and met with his friend Roxy the other night to talk with her about what's going on in the city, and she told him, as far as she found out from the Malkavian Travers, that the Lupin who showed up in the graveyard on Mardi Gras and tore the place apart might have been more likely the very nasty black spiral dancers instead of the more amicable Uktina, who also live in the area. So, at this point, you basically have two different directions. Marcel did say that he is going to send some scouts out toward the warehouse where the witness is, just to get kind of a lay of the land and see what he can figure out. Beyond that, you only know that this other warehouse, he's gonna send out scouts to the warehouse where Martin was taken. The only other thing you know is the other warehouse area is surrounded by Lupin territory. Other than that, our characters did also have some interesting one-on-ones, some slightly more intimate discussions. Particularly, Rebecca got to sit and speak with Dinah. Dinah felt very maternal and worried about the young woman after seeing 2 deaths and a third probable one in the span of about 24 to 36 hours. So that was kind of where we left the game last time. Let's do our little carousel and hear a bit about our player characters and where their mindset is on this fresh Sunday evening after Mardi Gras. So, Super Chocolate Bear playing our Toreador Luther, big fan of gambling and an absolute soft-hearted sweetie. How are you feeling?
Luther is a little bit last time I think we played, it was me and Dinah talking to the prince, and Dinah like full on jumped into like wanting to do this kind of raid on a warehouse, and he's not feeling great that like his best friend was just like, oh shit, there's some danger, fuck yeah, let's jump right into that. So he's a little bit meh about that, and then now with all this information, he just knows that this newish kind of group of friends is kind of like they're probably going to be in a lot of danger, so he's not happy about that.
All right, and Zabani playing our Ventru Abraham.
Yeah, Abraham is feeling about the same because he doesn't have a specific problem with danger, except that he doesn't really do well in it. You know, his area of expertise lies in safer places, so he's fine with them going and getting themselves in danger, but doesn't really want to involve himself in the process.
Nice. And Elvish Dame playing our other Toreador, Dinah.
Dinah absolutely wants to take out this warehouse place, right? Like, it kind of was made clear to them that they have to wait for the prince, which honestly was a little bit irksome to her. But I mean, it's backup that she basically made everybody wait, and it's backup that they can't. Like, well, it's not bad. So
you guys had like discussed and decided because he was sending scouts to wait, but
yeah, so that we didn't end up accidentally like attacking each other.
Yeah, you guys were very 50-50 about I want to go now, and then also wait, we should wait.
Yes, so she does not like that this dude has been grabbing Kindred, and Dinah, it hasn't super come out yet, but Dinah has a lot of bit of a vengeance streak in her. So there's that. But yeah, also she wants to try to ingratiate herself to this current prince, like, as much as possible without, like, kissing his ass. You know what I mean? Like, so there's that as well.
Next, we have Modi Anzas playing our gang girl, Bjorn.
I would have to say that the feeling at the strongest feeling at the forefront of Bjorn at the moment is definitely concern. So first off, you have the mages, and they're talking about the technocracy and them moving into the city and causing issues. And then out of nowhere, Roxy drops Black Spiral dancers happen to be in the city. So not only is he dealing with mages, not only is he dealing with werewolves, but he's dealing with some of the foulest and problematic of their kinds, all at the same time, which is definitely giving him pause at the moment. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this all works out.
Next, we have Koznark as our Samedi, Theo, who did miss out last week because Theo was busy with some personal business. But you did get all the text messages about this, so you've been kept in the loop with Rebecca and the other kindred.
Actually, yeah. So, Theo was busy with a few other things and probably actually away from his phone, so he probably isn't in the loop at all. But yeah, he's probably completely out of the loop. He's been busy with some personal stuff. I'm sure everyone will find out if they ask him at all, which I'm sure someone will. Other than that, he's probably going to follow up looking for missing people and just poke his head back in and see if the mage is dead after being left alone for 2 days. Or a day. Spoiler, he's not worried.
Yeah. Rebecca, our lovely Cult of Ecstasy mage, we know a bit about how you're feeling after last game, but you did get to go home, go to bed, spend a bit of time during the day since you're not supernaturally inclined to be passed out while the sun is up. So how is she feeling?
Better, but not super much. Better. Like she talked to Dinah, but I feel like there's like a 24-hour rule on corpses at least. You know what I mean? She'll be fine. Other than that, she is going to go with the flow. She obviously wants to stop these people from kidnapping kindred and people just kind to do whatever the thing that was bad that they do. And yeah, snuff that out.
All right. I am trying to get the bot up, so talk amongst yourselves for 1 second.
So Panamanians, right?
Tell me about it. Let's talk Panama. What you got?
Discuss.
My dad lived there once.
Wait, what?
My dad lived there once.
How long?
Canal Zone?
Yeah, he was stationed at the canal. Like as a military sort of deal. So probably in the months time span.
I have an uncle who's a hardcore socialist down there, and when they finally gave the canal back, we have pictures of him with signs saying "Go home, Yankees." So that's the only thought that comes to mind.
He probably knew my dad.
Hey, Canal Zone!
He probably knew my dad, no?
All right. I just want to check with Rebecca. Is there anything in particular you would have wanted to take care of the next day, or would you have been a little maybe secluded?
We would have probably wanted to talk to Jacob as soon as the day stopped being.
Okay, sounds good. In that case, I do want to start the evening as our kindred roll out of their coffins with Theo. So, Theo, you were busy the other night trolling the city throughout some of your domain and... No, okay.
Theo's opening scene will literally be him cracking out of a coffin. Theo was just gonna creak open a coffin, peek an eyeball out, and just make sure no one's around in whatever morgue he happens to find himself in right now. Get up, check his phone, see that the battery is dying, and go digging around in the darkness for a USB cord. And charge his phone.
So after you let your phone charge for a little bit and turn it on, you do see that you get a couple text messages. One in particular, especially from Rebecca. She's been kind of, she's been your lifeline to the details that happened the other night. And I think the others also sent you a message that they were looking forward to meeting up to discuss what's been happening.
I'll respond like a group chat to everyone. I'll just go, Theo, just like look at his phone, not read any of the messages they sent, and just text back, LOL, sorry, I was dead for a day. If anyone wants to meet up, I'll be at the apartment soon. Meaning his house.
Yes, so that would be the main, like, row home townhouse you guys have met at before that is besmirched with strange little objects Theo has collected.
And Dirty, don't forget Dirty. He's proud of that.
Yes.
I want Rebecca to respond immediately. LOL, you're dead every day.
Thank you, Rebecca.
No response. Actually, no. He'll send a picture back of his, like, dead, scaly middle finger. Just... and then a thumbs up.
Solid.
And I will head off to the house.
Well, mostly solid. His middle finger is a little bit liquid.
Like solid in the same way that gelatin.
It's more leathery.
Did not need that.
It's not liquidy. It's more leathery, but with like sort of that dried out Jello kind of look.
Yeah.
Who did you send that text out to?
The group responded to the group text. I would also put that in the group text. But at storyteller's discretion, I will start heading back to my house.
Yes, that's fine. In that case, Rebecca, you said you wanted to get a hold of Jake as soon as possible. Would you do that before or after following up with Theo?
Before, and also she would want to get hospital out of the way, so she'd probably ask to meet up at a coffee shop near the hospital or something like that.
You said before?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Dinah, Luther, Abraham, just in whatever order, what are your first plans for the evening?
I don't know. He doesn't have plans, and with all this new information, he'd probably get together with Dinah to talk about it.
Yeah, and Theo has messaged the lot of us, so
that's true. So did anyone else
showing up?
Did anyone else respond like, okay, we're heading over to his place, or was it just Theo being like, I'm going to be here if anyone wants to see me, and then wisecrack jokes?
So I'm probably going to be going, but I doubt I respond to his bullshit. like solidly going. Didn't say anything on the text message.
Because yeah, everyone's just like ghosting Theo. Like he wouldn't just show up at Theo's house being like, oh yeah, let's do that. But yeah, it'd probably be just like
Dinah would text sure like this.
Yeah, if Dinah says
some response.
Yeah, if Dinah says sure, then it would be him like, hey, you wanna ride?
Always.
And then
What do you have? What you got?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't done my roll yet.
That's true.
Should we do the roll now?
No. We'll maybe wrap up the session with that, or do it next time because the last game ended with you guys like going to you went to bed Saturday night and Sunday evening.
For sure.
That's fair.
I'm solidly bringing my puppies this time.
About time, man.
Yep.
So yeah, my plan would be, I don't know, say hi to Vincent, whatever, see who's downstairs, and go over to Dinah's, pick her up.
All right. In that case, let's follow up with Luther heading over to Dinah's.
You're going to Theo's, not Dinah's, right?
Oh, no, I have to come pick you up.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I would show up in my car, honk the horn. If she didn't, she would hear the engine fucking play up. I don't need to honk.
She'll always hear. She just kind of counts on hearing your engine from like 2 blocks away, like every time.
It's gonna suck when I lose.
Unless you gotta roll sometimes with like 3 botches trying
For
to
sure.
swap cars and you
That's
end up in a sedan. Like,
I'm gonna get like a Hyundai Elantra that's like on mismatched wheels and it's rusting a little bit on the
Nah.
hood.
one of the car
2000 Chevy
doors is a
Cavalier
different
Sport.
color.
What was that?
I said one of
2000
the-
Chevy Cavalier Sport.
Yeah.
That way you get your 2 doors still.
For sure. that's what matters to him, you know?
No, so she'll
Number of doors.
She'll come outside, and she has like a briefcase of stuff she'd been working on. She just kind of lugs it with her. Hey, honey, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, Dinah. I'm doing good. What do you got there?
Oh, it's just sheet music. Been looking over some of the more recent compositions, trying to write something myself.
Okay, all right. Nothing to do with what's been going on.
Absolutely nothing. I needed a break.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel you about all this nonsense going on with the prince. You seem to be pretty forward about being at the front line of this whole thing. I know I feel like a fool for asking, but there's no way I could convince you to maybe not do that.
Can I ask why?
Oh, why? Come on now. Every time something like this happens, someone ends up getting hurt, and I can't really afford it to be you.
Oh, that's sweet, honey. I don't mean that condescending. I actually mean that. That was sincere. God.
Yeah,
Damn
but
it. That is very sweet of you. Thank you. But I can't let this keep happening. I don't want this to continue. So I gotta do something.
I know it's just I don't know. Every time something like this happens, someone has to get hurt. I mean, it's just the way things go, and I just worry about you and the rest of the gang, but mostly, just looking out for you. I just worry,
Sure. Look, I can hold my own in a fight. You know that.
Obviously, I'm not saying you're weak in that kind of aspect, but we don't know what we're dealing with. Rebecca showing up and talking about these technocrats and with the werewolves, and who knows what's in there.
I suppose you're right. But there's another reason besides just I'm mad that this person keeps taking us off the street, and it's that I am trying to get more into Marcel's good graces as much as possible.
Well, I mean, there's other ways than putting your life on the line, but I get
Certainly,
it.
but not as effective.
For sure. I just, hey, if you feel you have to do this, then do it. But just keep an eye out. I feel pretty helpless in these situations. I can't really jump in there and save you.
Oh, honey. Bless your heart.
Yeah. All right, you seatbelts.
Yes, sir.
And I drive like the Dickens, Spira.
The Dickens. The Dickeniest of Dickens.
All right, give me a roll then. Why not?
Okay. Oh, you know, just like a shitty Dickens.
I thought you had more for Dex and Drive.
No,
Yeah.
when you're like 5 drive
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah.
like a pro driver, I was like, okay, we'll knock it back down a little bit. You know,
Alright.
we don't need all that.
Luther tries to show off for Dinah, but his soft-hearted nature, as worried as he genuinely is about what's going to be coming up and what she might be getting herself into, ends up, trying to swerve into one lane but doesn't see the car that's just right behind him, barely, knocking his bumper, swerves back, and so on and so forth, toward Theo's house, maybe arrives looking tiny bit, like with a little bit of a uncolored blush in his cheek.
Yep.
All right. Abraham, you said you're heading over to Theo's, but you're taking Mars and Mercury?
Yes. They haven't seen Uncle Chutoy in a while.
Uncle Chutoy, love it. All right.
Picture Theo like picking a bone out of his body, like I don't need this right now. I'll throw it in the room, playing fetch with the dogs. Peels the skin off, makes the ball out of it. You want the ball? Get the ball. Also,
Sorry.
of Abraham's 2 dogs, which one is the smarter one?
Probably Mars, because he's older and more experienced.
That's true.
I mean, I know they're both dogs and they're both Gould.
Well, I thought
So that does
Mercury's
increase that.
life was full of just like he runs until he's asleep, right?
Yeah.
So he's kind of a dumb dog.
That's pretty much a greyhound.
I mean, that's what a greyhound is. Mars's life is he waddles until
kind
he's
of a
pet.
dumb dog. Yeah.
Yeah, Mars, however, is he waddles around until he gets pets. So, not really that much of a difference.
Nah, you've described a real, like a genius.
All right. Before we follow up with Theo's place, and Rebecca going to see.
Huh?
Sorry, that's the wrong microphone she's talking through.
And talking.
Okay, I guess. It does
Yep,
not
I can
sound
hear
right to
you.
me.
I don't know, sounds fine to me.
Talking again. Okay. My husband's just having a stroke. It's alright. Anyway, so, Bjorn, you were speaking with Roxy very late last night. You end up having to kind of curtail your conversation because morning was coming along. Would you sooner go see her first or head over to Theo's?
Bjorn actually has other things in mind.
Okay.
So the very first thing he's going to do as part of his morning ritual, instead of shaving in his typical undercut and everything, he's going to...
You don't have to shave.
He doesn't have an undercut.
Your hair
Doesn't your
grow.
hair...
Nope.
Just,
It-
returns
It,
to
it
that
was
every night.
it was
Dude,
too long when he
oh.
was embraced.
Oh, okay. That's
Oh.
fine.
No, he was full wild man when he was embraced.
Okay, that's fine then. Actually, wait, no, it doesn't grow back.
You lose
Yeah, supposedly. We could argue it after the game. Never mind. Because it's kind of dumb, but it's supposed to be once you cut it after dying, it doesn't grow back. Because there's Tremere rituals and stuff to actually make it grow back.
That is
Never
the
mind.
most bullshit ritual
I'm-
in existence.
Okay,
So I will change that part of it. Anyway, so he's not going to shave or anything. He's going to stop at a 7-Eleven or something nearby.
saying it out loud, I was like, that's really fucking dumb because everything else goes back to normal. So
Yeah, that was always...
We'll say whatever you dyed with is what you have, and yeah, if you have a beard and you don't want it, you have to shave.
Yeah, like
that
I have a little scruffy beard that when I'm being businessy, I have to shave.
I actually like that. So we'll go with that as a house rule because it doesn't really make any sense why.
It's better than the image that Ultramere have a ritual where you can grow your hair.
Not all, some of them.
Whatever.
The ones that
it's
care.
Better than
the ones that care.
There is a ritual that exists that does that.
I want Tremere to specialize only in that and be a barber.
Well, it was supposed to be that and Jamisi are the only ones that could make hair regrow after dying because they decided to make that canon. And you know what? Yeah, after I said it out loud, I was like, that's stupid. So Bjorn shaves. Bjorn shaves. Okay, Bjorn is shaving. Important part of the story.
No.
Let's continue.
So, completely hairless, beard, hair, everything gone was the idea. So he doesn't look like himself. Because if they see him tomorrow, he's gonna have a big scraggly beard and be like, obviously this isn't the same person.
Yeah, good.
That's all. Head down to a 7-Eleven and pick up just 2 prepaid phones with whatever the cheapest bullshit prepaid phones they have. And start walking to Roxy. He's not even gonna respond to Theo yet. He'll figure he'll get around to that when he's finished with his own personal endeavors. And on the way, even if he has to go slightly out of his way, probably relatively familiar enough with the city to know where he might find, I don't know, a homeless man or something and take out several $100 worth of cash. That too. And find a homeless man on his way to Roxy's.
All right. As I mentioned before, Roxy lives kind of in an area that wavers between. There's a more affluent, higher income area to one side of her apartment building, and a much lower income area to the other end. She really sits kind of in the middle. So as you were heading toward her apartment, it's not hard to find an older gentleman sitting on the side of the road wearing a couple jackets. It's still like mid-February, so even though it's the South, it's a little chilly, and being homeless, he wants to just keep as much as he can on him. So still wearing like 2 jackets with a small like trash bag of other items near him.
I'll just approach him and is he like sitting on the ground or something, kind of just huddling, or? He's
sitting up against a building. He's got, like a empty coffee cup in front of him with some change sitting in it.
Bjorn will walk up, stop, pull out a 20, slide it into the cup, and look at him in a very just friendly manner, not trying to intimidate or impose on him, but just, that was one. I have several more of its brothers, if you do me a favor.
In a bit of a broken voice that's definitely seen more than 2 packs of cigarettes a day for much of his life, he just kind of coughs. Yeah, man, of course. Thank you. What can I do?
There's a warehouse a few blocks away from here, and he'll list off the address of the place that the prince was concerned about. All I need you to do is he'll reach into his phone, not his phone, his pocket, and pull out one of the prepaid phones, hand it to him with another couple 20s slipped inside of it, and hand it to him, and just, all you need to do, go there and watch it. Anyone who comes in, anyone who comes out, you take a picture and you text it to the one number saved in that phone.
He opens the phone and sees the money inside, and he starts to pull himself up off the ground. He looks a little shaky, but doesn't have too much trouble getting to his feet. His body language looks a cross between interested in the deal and a little hesitant. Not gonna get shot for this, am I? He says, closer to you.
Is there anything illegal about sitting on the side of a road and taking pictures?
The older man looks both ways, and when he sees there's no one really listening, there's only like some couple walking further down the street, he nods and says, no, of course not, but like, I don't know what this is for. I know there's some gangs in the city. What? Man, I just want to make sure this isn't anything crazy.
This is completely on the up and up. Look, I have a business partner I think is screwing me out of some money, and I just need you to watch the warehouse. That's all there is to it. You don't need to be worried about gangs or anything like that.
Yeah, alright, yeah, that's no problem.
And I'll send you instructions later in the night on where we can regroup, and there will be $500 into it, assuming that you've done well. Is this something you can agree to?
Yeah, no, that sounds good, man. Thank you. And he like kind of holding the phone and the money like crumpled tight in his hand, just shakes it at you, like meaning he's really, appreciative of the offer.
Excellent. So keep me up to date with what goes on with that warehouse, and I'll let you know more as the night goes on. And Bjorn will just start walking away at that point.
All right, and you're heading towards Roxy's? All right. So you arrive at Roxy's apartment. As described before, it's not a very large apartment. It's kind of a single bedroom with a small extra side room, bathroom, little living area, and like galley kitchen. Mostly filled with magazines and CDs, and just some odds and ends. Otherwise a little bit plain. She's not a very materialistic person, just the things that she likes to keep around. You knock on the door, she quickly opens it and lets you in.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Fine as ever. I mean, it was practically morning when you left. I doubt you've heard anything else.
Unfortunately not.
That's fine. Anyway, she plops herself down on her coffee table across from her couch and starts kind of just scratching her fingers through her short curly hair. So, this warehouse across Lupin territory, as far as I've heard. That should be Uktina's. I don't think there's anything to worry about the others.
What was that name she dropped?
She said Uktina, the tribe.
Sorry, for some reason I heard Patinas, and I'm like...
You know.
Yes, sorry, we're good.
The Petunia clan.
There's a clan for my cat.
Yes, it's werecats, the best pet.
I mean, fun fact is there's more than werewolves in this city.
Do we have a Simba? Do we have a Simba in the city?
No. But there is another mammal, at least one.
Gator.
Nah,
Yeah, it's Crocs.
it ain't.
Oh.
We'll see.
There's a gator in the sewers. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Give me 1 second.
How do you lose a train? It has tracks.
You're not helping, Zabani.
You're only helping. Keep going.
Bjorn, you alright?
I'm fine. So, the warehouse is Uktena.
Well, the territory around it. I don't know if they actually claim ownership of the building.
I mean, that's irrelevant at this point. I mean, with everything else going on, what is a little bit more further breach of territory?
Do you say so?
Sorry. It's been a rough few nights. That was supposed to be a joke.
I got it.
So, do we have any further news from the beloved prince?
Nope. All I know is this location that I've heard down the grapevine. Of course, I didn't hear it from him. But yeah, and the territory it is, of course, you know, he's gonna want me and you to go probably trouncing in there and, hi, puppies, don't mind us.
Wonderful. I see absolutely no issue with that plan whatsoever.
Of course not.
So I figured this was the wonderful leadership that we were given. That I've already paid off some bum to go and watch the warehouse tonight. Gave him a phone with some cheap flip phone with camera action to take pictures of anyone going in and out. So hopefully we can learn something before marching headlong in.
Roxy looks concerned for a second and then shrugs. Actually, that might have been the best plan. Homeless guy, even if he sees anything crazy, who's gonna believe him?
Exactly, and if, something happens to go wrong, it's no hair off my back.
True. Alright, well, what's the plan then?
Well, I don't see any reason this needs to be addressed specifically tonight, and I have other matters to get to that I'll keep an eye on the situation. Let me know if there's something specific you think you would like to do, but I have some other matters to attend to before we get back to this, and I'm hoping that I can get a little bit of insight from the homeless man before we decide to march in there, so I'll let you know before the night's out.
Alright, social butterfly, flutter along.
It's my charming personality. It just, if you would lighten up a little, try to lighten a room when you enter or something, you might be just as popular.
She gives an unhumorous grin showing off her fangs and says, bite me.
Maybe another night. And with that, he'll get up and start to walk out. And on his way out, he'll respond to Theo with just a K. And make his way towards Theo's house.
Alright. Rebecca. So you're trying to get a hold of Jake.
Yeah.
Can I, in my omnipotence, know why Rebecca wants to get a hold of him?
Yeah. She wants to see if he knows anything about the warehouse.
Okay. Also, following up on your 4 ducks, are you able to feed that to Tuna?
No, it has to be in the moment.
Okay.
So if Tuna's home, which is a question I have, did Tuna get back from scouting?
Yes.
And if so, she's going to throw that cat in her stupid cat luggage and take that cat with her on all of everywhere.
Hold on, I figured out what the thing was. One second, this is important. So there's Tuna's carry-on case, which I found the other day. Because it looks like a spaceship.
Oh my god, is it? Hold on, sorry. I have the pop-out chat for Twitch. Oh my god, it's exactly the one I was thinking of. You monster.
I'm sorry, I saw that. I was like, that is the best thing ever.
I'm okay with that.
I'm just joking. I just had to show it off. All right.
It's totally chill. She can have a stupid spaceship for her cat.
All right, so Rebecca takes Tuna, her cat, in tow and familiar. So you get a hold of Jake, asking to meet up, and he tells you to meet him at a local bar. As far as you know, not that you'd be super in the know, but it seems like it's just a regular old bar, not any of those Kindred special places.
Okay.
So, you take Tuna along, and you find this real seedy little dive bar. Nothing special about it. The sign's, like, old and paint is chipped. Walking inside, there's just kind of like a low, heavy beat of music playing, and you see Jake sitting at the bar without a drink in front of him.
Rebecca walks up, plants the bag next to her seat, sits down. Hey, Jake. How you doing?
How's it going? What is it you wanted?
I was hoping maybe you'd know anything about... Well, I heard the prince sent scouts to some warehouse.
Yeah, as far as I've heard.
Have you heard anything else? Oh my god, that cat.
Not really. I wasn't that interested other than finding out what happened to my friend. I've just been keeping an ear to the ground. Also had, something to deal with from last night.
How's that?
It's fine, taken care of. 6 feet under, it's whatever.
Oh, okay, well. Sorry for taking up so much of your time, Jakey boy. You have, a good day.
If you start to stand up, he'll, grab kind of, the underneath of your arm and kind of, plop you back down. Look, alright, I'm not great with people, but I really don't know much more, but you seem bothered by this.
Yeah, a little bit. Yes. A lot. That was a lie. The first one was a lie. I am bothered by it.
Alright. He seems to, try to think of what to ask. You have any of those weirdos following you? The ones I'm supposed to keep an eye out for?
I have no idea. Do you know whatever happened to the ones that we called the prince about?
Yeah, let's keep an eye on that hotel. Looks like they're still there. They don't actually seem to leave all that often.
Okay. Well, I mean, as long as they're not... Well, it looks like vampires are doing this, so... Or at least the kidnapping, so as long as they're not involved somehow.
I mean, hopefully not. That sounds like it'd be even messier. We can usually deal with our own now and then whenever they get uppity about some shit.
Yeah. Okay, so... Me and the people that you saw the other day are probably going to go in... vampire guns blazing, whatever the equivalent is, and any information would be helpful. So, can you ask a little bit around, maybe?
Yeah, no, I got some people I can probably get some information out of, or at least head over and take a look at the place. Why do you care about any of this?
Well, aside from the whole, they're kidnapping people and that's objectively a bad thing to do. I also, almost maybe killed 2 people over it. So, I'd like to helpfully make this better.
So, just the Good Samaritan White Knight kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it hurts when you say it like that, but yes.
I wasn't saying that there was anything wrong with it. Just, I've never really felt the need to run into danger for people I don't know.
Okay, so when do you run into danger?
For people I know, or myself.
Okay, well, sure. But
Or if the pay's good enough, I guess.
people I know got asked to help, and I like helping people I know.
Fair enough, I guess. Yeah, look, alright, so you were thinking about running into this situation, and you want to see if I can get you any more info. What are you looking for? Like, just, I mean, sounds like you know where it is.
Like numbers, maybe what we would expect to find on the inside. I know I'm really, really badass, but me and my cat can't do this alone.
Uh-huh.
All of that was a joke.
Yeah. And he, like, looks over at the bag that the cat's in and just kind of gives it a very confused look on why you have that with you. Alright, tell me more about this place you're supposed to be heading into.
It's a warehouse. There are scouts looking at it, apparently. Ghouls, vampires. That's all I got. That's all I got.
As you, like, trail this vague information out, he just starts smiling, like, a little broader and broader and starts laughing a bit. Alright, so there's vampires in a warehouse. Good.
Oh, they're bad. We're supposed to get them.
Yeah. Good information. Lots to work off of. Do you know anybody?
I'm here for you.
Do you know anybody else who knows more, or am I just walking into territory that could have some elders or spot or anarch assholes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, give me 1 second. And she will pull out her phone and then just send into the group text bullet points on warehouse ? And then another text, does anybody have any? And then another text, I really need bullet points on the warehouse. And then another text, please help.
Why?
Someone's asking.
Oh.
Jake, the douchebag from last night.
Since this is probably taking at least a few seconds between the two of you, he's gonna just lean on the bar and vaguely stare in your direction as you text.
That's fine.
Not sure if we're supposed to be spreading this or not.
He works for the prince. I'm asking. God damn it. Sorry. Hold on. This is a text and I need to word it.
Okay.
I'm asking because I want to know if he's heard any updates on the prince's scouts.
We have not heard anything yet.
No, I'm asking about the prince's scouts through him. Do we have any bullet points on the warehouse that I can give him so he can look into it?
I feel like if he was supposed to be in on it, the prince would have told him.
So she's gonna look up from her phone to Jake. No, sorry, she's being a total asshole right now.
Your friend?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Look, I'm trying to find out what the hell happened to my friend as well, so I'm invested in this. I'll see what I can find. I got your number.
All right, well, thank you.
Yep.
She'll give him like a hearty pat on the shoulder. She doesn't really know how to any of that, so like hearty pat on the shoulder, and she's gonna get out of there.
He just kind of looks at your hand and gives you a nod as you leave.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody want a break, or we can jump into everybody at Theo's? All right. Let's we'll save a break for a little bit. So Rebecca and Bjorn are finally on their way to Theo's just before they get there, because Luther, Abraham, and Dinah were on their way earlier. Luther, Abraham, and Dinah, you arrive at Theo's strange little townhouse.
Do we show up at the same time as
Luther and
Abraham,
Dinah,
or
you show up, I think you would probably show up a little before Abraham. Abraham probably wanted to walk the dogs and, get himself. He's, he also has a little bit of a slower walk. So, Luther and Dinah, you arrive at the townhouse.
knock on the door?
You'll hear some hurried movement around and some crashing. Sounds like stuff's kind of dropping. And Theo will open the door and you'll see him dressed in what is either a very short nightgown or quite possibly a teenage girl's dress. That is short on him now. What? Oh, yeah. What's up? Hi, yes, in. Come on. Let's go. There's a breeze. Come on.
Thank you, Theo.
Yeah. Tease on the kettle or something. I don't know. Come on.
What, run out of pants, did you?
What? My nuts are cold. I'm not used to this. Come on. You're letting all the hot air out.
What aren't we?
They go.
Two?
I'm stepping in as I'm talking. Yeah.
Theo, what should we ask, or we can just drop it right here for our mental sake, if you please.
Oh, pull up the dress. Oh, what? This?
Yeah. Theo,
Sorry, I've been a dead girl for the last day.
I
just got back. You guys beat me here. I thought you had lives or something.
I would turn to what's a den girl?
A dead girl. Dead.
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah. No, thank you. Oh, understood.
You've never just woken up as a dead girl?
I have.
Fair point.
I suppose we should wait for everybody else, but is there any hint as to why you want to see a Theo?
Oh, I don't know. Bunch of text. I didn't read any of them. Like I said, I've been a little preoccupied, so I don't know. Do you not like coming to my house? Sorry, I thought we were friends.
No, honey, I enjoy coming to your house always. It's just such a joy.
Is it the cobwebs? It's always the cobwebs. God damn it, cobwebs.
No, Theo, it's just, we're obviously busy people, and, we all thought that there was just a reason that you would want us here.
Yeah. Hold on, we'll wait for everyone. I need to, change. I don't think this makes my butt look big, so...
Yeah, please go put on some britches, honey. All right, please.
I'm wearing underwear. They're girls' underwear, but I'm wearing. Do you want to see?
No. That is a solid no.
Luther would just
we'll wait for you. You
laugh.
won't be rude leaving us in here.
Yeah,
Have a seat. He's gonna scamper up the stairs.
we'll make ourselves comfortable. You you do what you got to do, man.
I hate coming here.
At least it's better than the theater, I'd say.
About this time, he went away. I was gonna say Bjorn shows up, but guess not.
No, Bjorn was doing other things, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he
but
went
then
to
he
see
decided to
Roxy. Then he was leaving. And here he is. Let's wait and be awkward when he gets back. Decided to join us, Bjorn.
I'm sorry. The sound of my wife doing laundry, I thought someone was breaking into the house, and because I forgot she was here.
That's a weird way of doing laundry.
I always break into
Yeah,
my neighbor's house to wash my clothes.
I
No.
don't tend to break glass when I do laundry.
She was moving around, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I
She
saw both
was
my
moving,
cats and just
guys.
like, "What's going on?"
Understood, buddy. She was
I
moving.
just forgot that my wife lived here. It's okay. Anyway,
She's
Bjorn,
been on nights for like 10 days straight.
Bjorn finally shows up at Theo's a little while after Luther, Abraham, and Dinah have awkwardly been welcomed into his home.
Oh,
wait, Abraham, you're still a little
didn't-
behind.
I was like, I didn't realize I was there.
Let's say Abraham and Bjorn show up about the same time. Abraham, dragged his feet a little. And now he's
Yeah.
walking down the street with his dogs.
Bjorn would nod towards Abraham and walk just straight up to the door, knock once, and let himself.
Yeah, absolutely, just going right in.
Yeah, just like he'll do the polite knock and walk in.
Yeah, because I'm fairly certain the last time I left Theo's house, he didn't revoke my permission.
I'll make sure to write that down if he ever does.
Did you bring your dogs with you?
Yes, yeah.
Dinah's gonna pet the dogs. She loves Abraham.
Yeah. Mars is a pet slut.
I imagine Mercury as a well-trained but still a greyhound is a little more aloof about it, but Mercury as the greyhound is a little more aloof. Mars is just wagging his floppy ears and head around all excitedly.
Oh, solidly. Like, he sees Dinah and he's probably gonna head right for her, flop on his back, not even, like, just head over and just right on his back.
Dinah will sit on the floor and pet the dogs. Like, it's like the one undignified thing. Dogs.
Where is Theo?
Oh, he's changing clothes. He'll be down in a jiffy. Trust me, you wanted him to change clothes.
Have you ever seen him in a dress, Abraham?
Regretfully, yes.
All right, I had a feeling this wasn't something as rare as I was.
Was
hoping.
it the ankle length or the shorter one?
Or was it the flowy blue one? Because he particularly pulls that one off well.
Yeah, the flowy blue one. Yeah.
Oh God, didn't we find my dresses here one time? Oh,
I guarantee he has put on one of your dresses and then probably given it back to you.
right, I'm burning
I'm
it.
sorry for it. You should burn it.
Okay, all right. Well then,
Does anyone have any new news?
no.
Well, out of story, do we have new news that they don't know? Or we texted them or something like that right afterwards? Or how? Because we met the prince last night, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And it was basically getting close to morning, so you guys just went to your havens. All you know was that the prince said he was going to send some scouts out, and specifically to the one in Lupin territory where there's supposed to be a he's sending the scouts out to the weird warehouse that you guys told him about. He just knows that there's another warehouse with a witness that the special task force is keeping. That's the one that Bjorn has a little more information on.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Hey, I'm back. I froze for a second there.
Speaking of cross-dressing.
Hamster! Sorry.
Wow, that was
Wow, it didn't mess up
minimal.
the videos.
No,
It
we're
usually
sticking.
does.
No, don't fix it, Spirit. Don't fix it. You guys have now switched characters.
Too
Let's
late.
go.
All right, let's do this.
I don't sound like that.
Oh no, it did mess it up. Okay.
I fixed it.
Yeah, but only in the best way.
That was a fun switch.
Theo will come back down the stairs dressed in his smart normal suit, tie, nice dress shoes, kind of tugging on the tie a little bit. All right, sorry about that.
You look very handsome.
This whole thing, dress has got more room to move, You know, right? You weren't pants.
Yes. Anyways, Theo, I hope there's a good reason that I'm here.
What is with you people and reasons? You're fucking immortal. What are you gonna do? Die? No, I saw.
yes,
I
that
don't
is-
see how we got from A to B.
Yes, that is absolutely a thing that we can do still.
Yeah, but like the time in between having crimpets at my house probably isn't that significant.
We were just wondering if you had any new information. You know, we're not saying we don't love being here and seeing your face, but we're just asking questions here.
Yeah, no, I've been a little. Where's Rebecca?
Don't know.
She was in the bar a few minutes ago. She's just running late.
Oh. Well, I heard back from some of my people, a few deaths covered up, disappearing people. I was covering up a death, but that's unrelated, the dead girl and all. But yeah, definitely people going missing in the streets. I was wondering what went on with you guys. I've been locked in a box for 2 days. My phone died. I forgot to buy a battery for it.
Well, we've been through quite a bit, actually, I guess, Theo. We got into a little tussle at a bar after we found a man who tried to kidnap another one of us. And Rebecca could definitely hold her own. I don't think we need to worry about her.
Well, any info? Why?
That is a thing that we are currently trying to figure out, but we have reason to believe it might be Sabato or similar people.
Another kindred at the very least. The people.
But it is absolutely a collection of kindred. I know there is a Ventru involved. There is a Bruja. It was what's his face's sire was a Bruja or a Tory.
The guy you found, his sire was a Bruja, but when you were doing when you were getting like some of his memories, or he
dominated.
He said that there was a Ventru kind of running it, but his sire is a Bruja.
Yeah, so I know of at least 2 kindred that are involved in this process. There's a Ventru and a Bruja. Not sure what else.
I think calling it all a, Bot situation might be a little premature at this point. I mean, exactly as you said, there's seems to be a small group of kindred, of a very eclectic group of kindred that just happen to be performing mass embraces, killing off any of their killing their children off after they've fulfilled their purpose, and going about all sorts of whatever deeds you might want to call them.
What, like the Sabat do?
Yes.
I'm saying that's too convenient of an answer. Yes.
Nah, fair point.
I suppose the Anarchs could be taking lessons, or any number of independents.
The show that happened during the parade comes to mind.
Yeah, but what do they need shovelheads for?
I don't know. It's just another odd group.
Yes, I do not know what they need shovelheads for, but they seem to need them.
You'd think dead people would get up to something more interesting.
They might be young, well, Theo, they could still be, probably be a bit young. Haven't had a couple centuries to dwell on the finer points of existence.
At this point, Rebecca will arrive from leaving the bar after speaking with Jake. So you arrive at Theo's apartment with Tuna in tow.
Yeah.
Mercury will solidly smell Tuna and immediately go. Mars he's happy getting that. Like, he's not going to be aggressive. He's just, interesting thing. I'm going to go talk to it.
Kitty cat.
Yeah. She knocks on the door with a shave and a haircut.
How far away is the the room that we sit in from the entrance to the building, or the entrance to the apartment?
Hallway to the left. Stairs up. Like front sitting room kind of deal, so real close.
Come in!
Yeah, she'll do so. And promptly stop at seeing the dogs for a second, just calculating. But if Theo's there, she'll run over and hug him.
I'll not even hug you back and just what is that? Looking at the bag that the cat's in.
What's the bag made of? Because I want her to be snarky.
It's
Polyester.
Plastic, yeah. No, polyurethane?
You don't have to use that bag. I just loved it too much.
It's too late.
All right.
No, I think it's hard. It's a hard polyurethane or something.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Well, the straps are made out of some kind of cloth. The rest is like a plastic.
It's probably like the nylon straps for like a backpack.
No, this is what she's telling him. She does not know
Okay.
shit about what these straps are made of.
He's gonna while you hug him, creep over and look at the plastic dome and look at the cat inside. Really? Really? But not a hat? Are you trying to ruin my death?
Well, it's really hard to put a hat on your back, comfortably.
I didn't know I had to glue a plastic bubble to the hat. But he'll pat you on the head.
Yeah. How's it going? Are you all right?
Oh yeah, I was just a dead girl for a couple days.
You have the most fun weekdays.
I mean, the pay was good.
She'll go over and try to pet the dogs. You know, the inching, you give them your hand to make sure they're not gonna, lose their shit.
For the audience unaware and maybe a little out of character if your PCs wouldn't be sure, but he is referring to the fact that Thanatosis, his one discipline, can basically obfuscate Mask of a Thousand Faces but be a different corpse.
And it sticks during the day. He does not revert back. Yeah, so he uses himself in corpse smuggling. Pretend to be a dead person, ship them to a graveyard, get shipped back. Okay, dead person's there. Not really. Abraham would definitely know that Theo does that. So Abraham, the dress thing, he would know why Theo was wearing a dress. Well, he would have an idea. Where were we? Oh yeah. We were just following up on all these missing folks. Apparently, during my stay at the morgue, I was chatting, and they got paid off to cover up a couple deaths. Mine was unrelated though, and yeah, apparently homeless people no one would notice. These people watch too much fucking TV.
So the plan for today is to just run on in? What?
Run where? I bought Uno.
We're playing Uno?
Well, apparently not now. Everyone here seems to be busy. Theo, why do you have a reason for talking to us? Theo, why are we in your lovely abode? Theo, I don't like sitting on this chair. It's made out of dead people.
Luther would look down at his chair just to make sure that he's not sitting on a bag of dead people.
That'll get Abraham chuckling.
Look, we tracked down where they were going to this warehouse. And we told Marcel. Marcel said he would send scouts to check it out. It's only been since last night, and we have not heard anything back yet. That is where I stand.
To scout.
I don't know. Depends on what they're looking for.
You ever see those redacted letters from the government where they're like, "Dear blank blank redacted blank the blank"? That's everything you hear from that asshole.
Apparently.
Oh,
it's
and
probably
so we're just
redacting.
waiting for him to use all of the whiteout.
Blackout.
Is
It's not how you
Sparky-
redact.
So yes, as it stands, that is exactly what it is. I recommended we didn't go after last night because if he was indeed sending scouts, I didn't want us to walk in and end up doing some friendly fire by accident. So
Why are you also dead set on solving the prince's problem all of a sudden?
it's not just the prince's problem, honey. It's Norland's problem. These people are disappearing.
There are kindred going missing.
Yes.
Okay.
I live here. I like this place. I don't
I
want
mean,
to
but
be
I think we're
unsafe.
solid on homeless people.
That's honey, not just kind, kindred too.
Nobody I know.
But
Yes,
one day
yes.
it could be somebody you know. So we're trying to nip it in the bud now.
I'll look over to like Abraham and Bjorn because I've known them the longest. Where's this altruism coming from?
This is our town. I do not want undesirables taking over any more than they have to.
Oh, I mean, I guess. I spend every other night fighting off the fucking set, but just some missing people.
And
Couple
I,
dead. Do we have any reason to believe it's not?
Do we have any reason to
overfeeders
let it
and
grow
assholes?
when we don't? Like,
yes,
why would we let it-
yes, Theo. I have very specific reason to believe that it is more than just missing people. I asked someone under mesmerization, and he told me there is a collective up to something. And I do not want attention being brought to missing people in New Orleans because that draws attention to my presence.
No, I didn't know that. You should like text me or something.
We
He'll smile real big.
Oh, you're solidly getting like a stern parrot glare.
Hey, Modi.
I was waiting.
Okay, I just want to make sure you got it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't DM you guys all the time, but when I do, I have to let you know.
Okay, so we have a man in the hospital. Instead of just sitting on our thumbs, do you want to go see if we can talk to him? I mean, assuming he's still alive.
Yeah, alive or dead.
I got him last night and he was still alive. Can't hurt. Plus, I don't know what else we can do at the moment.
I still have Uno.
Well, we can
We
play
can
with
learn
him
that
there. Maybe he
anytime.
wants to play too.
I feel like you're leading me on.
She is, honey, but that's all right. It works, right?
All right.
All right, let's. I mean, I can drive.
Does that? Can you drive? Does that drive? Is that like an electric thing? You can ride it. He's looking
Yeah,
at me.
let's go see.
Is that like?
Theo,
your
I would
room?
encourage this, except I'm afraid you'd sit on my cat.
All right, well,
So all of us going to
that would be a
Hospital?
bad idea.
I don't see why it would be.
6, I mean, I'm sure
Well-
we can walk in, but still.
I'm sure you all can definitely have that under control, but I do have things I need to get to tonight. For instance, I believe the scouts the prince promised you all was myself.
So
Still-
we're waiting for you to scout the area?
Well, we know that
Remember, there's
we know
two
this.
warehouses.
Well, we know
Yeah,
the
but the
scout
other
did
one
not
had
die.
the name on it, and then we're going to the one.
I thought the scout was going to
Scouts
Warehouse
are going to
A.
the weird warehouse.
Yeah, and you're going to
where
Warehouse
Martin
B.
was taken supposedly, and there's another one where there's a witness being held by the special task force outside Lupin territory, or past it.
Warehouse A is weird kidnappees.
Yes.
Warehouse B is the one in werewolf territory.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I got that backwards.
That's okay.
Well, we know the scout is not dead. This is good.
I don't know.
Sure. So why are we waiting around? Why don't we just accompany Bjorn?
I wasn't exactly super excited to just, barge in headlong.
I mean, that seems like something you'd be perfectly excited to do.
Speaking of headlong, nice new cut. I didn't realize vampires could change their hairstyle.
I was
Temporarily.
bored this morning. Listen, have you ever had to shave a beard before, and then you uneven the side, and then you keep trying to even it up, and next thing you know, everything's gone?
Yes, this I know what you're talking about.
Once.
Just
Never
let
come
it
back,
roll.
did it? All right.
Either way, me and some of the gang girls are going to go scope this location out. I've had somebody watching it for a while now, but it doesn't seem to have anything exciting going on. If anyone would like to come with us,
I could
feel free.
I could, if nothing else, sit outside and play watch.
I can be a cheerleader with Abraham as well.
I suppose I will go with Rebecca to the hospital.
Theo?
Oh, now we want to know what Theo's doing. I see. Because I have the Uno cards.
Definitely
I-
that reason.
I would gladly play Uno with you outside of the warehouse.
I don't care. Well, which hospital is it?
It's the one I work at.
Also,
Actually,
I've
I know the mortuary guy there. Whatever his name is, Dr. Bumblyfuck. He does work on me all the time. Great guy. Let's go.
I would also rather go to the hospital than watch whatever Bjorn's going to engage in.
All right. Well, I mean, my car seats 6 if we squeeze, so I mean, we'll be fine.
I can drive me and one other.
I can turn into a little girl.
Oh, then 7 if we squeeze.
Well, for the environment, I guess we can all just jump into your car.
I'll kind of like look over at my puppies.
I mean, Theo could turn into a puppy too. So can Bjorn.
Do you think?
It's a Jeep Cherokee, so there's tons of there's trunk space for days.
For sure.
So, you will drop Bjorn and myself off?
Sure.
And Luther, you said you were coming with us, or?
No, I mean, your eyes are much better than mine. I'm probably better at talking to the man in the hospital than I am, being in.
This is fair. I also do not stick out as much in Lupine territory, so.
And I completely forgot that was Lupine territory, so I will just stay on this side of the fence,
Yes, that, yeah.
This is specifically why I offered, because they don't tend to notice me.
Well, let's go then.
Alright, so we have Rebecca and Theo are heading over to the hospital, but Luther, Bjorn, Abraham, and Dinah are going to be heading towards the
No,
warehouse.
it's just Bjorn and Abraham.
Are heading towards warehouse B. Dinah and Luther?
Correct.
They're coming to the hospital.
Okay, alright, so most of you are
I
heading to
don't
the
fuck with no
hospital.
werewolf. No.
Just making sure I have everything straight.
I'm already a
Oh,
damn
yes,
chew
she-
toy. I don't
oh.
need that.
Nope.
All All right, this is a perfect time for one of our breaks. So, as usual, during our breaks, everybody who's watching, if you have any questions about our game, our characters, or the players as people, just want to, chat with us for a couple minutes, go ahead and post in the chat, and we will get back to you.
Hey, but solidly before I forget, this is before we leave Theo's place, I'm gonna find some, dirty things and, kind of smudge up my face and really play the hobo look that I can go for.
There's plenty of dirt and dust to go around.
Yeah.
Theo will probably watch you. Just say something along the lines of, you make a nice washcloth.
This is what I do it for. It is to clean off your products, your things, your belongings.
Easy.
Fair enough. I wouldn't do it otherwise.
Roll around in that corner. There's some cobwebs.
Don't worry, I know
cobwebs.
they'll move out next week.
The homeless do not tend to have cobwebs on them. They spend much time outside.
Shh. I was trying to help Theo out, man.
Apparently I am supposed to tell everyone about Fiesta, which is, I don't know, I don't even know what it's celebrating. It's some yearly summer event thing that San Antonio does. I don't know, it's a tourist thing, I guess. And I hate it because traffic is lame, and more people makes worse traffic. Yeah. I don't know, like before I lived here, I lived in Coast Guard City, USA, and we had a Coast Guard festival every single year, and I got more than enough of my yearly party thing in Grand Haven. So
Your festival quota?
yeah, I'm good without the festivals. Oh, 300 years of San Antonio though. Hey, that's about as old as Abraham is.
Nice. Alright, for real, Dinah's getting hella impatient and wants to go to the warehouse anyway. like solidly.
But yeah.
You can. We'll take care of them, but everyone's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Playing some Uno.
Mm-hmm.
But since when does Theo ever get in trouble?
That's a
Fairly-
really good point. Definitely never, ever. Have I ever seen Theo get in trouble? Ever. Not once. Oh wait, no, yes. A lot of times. In fact, every time.
Sorry, you never have I ever, so I had to take a drink.
Fuck you.
So never have I ever, you take a drink. Matt Mercer, I take a drink.
No. I said never have I ever seen Theo get in trouble. In the
Which I definitely have.
Yes.
Oh.
I just like how Moni set himself up.
Matt Mercer.
Hey, I've been catching up on Critical Role, so that's fun.
I still have not seen any of Critical Role. I should probably fix
Yeah,
that.
now is a good time to get into it because they just started a new campaign. Like, campaign 1 has 117 or so episodes, each about 4 hours long, so that's a bit of an investment to get into, unless you do lots of audiobook and driving. But this is like they're on like episode 14 right now, so that's not that much of an investment. But yeah, Bjorn, I'm coming with you because I'm really good at looking like a hobo, and I don't smell like a vampire. I don't look like a vampire. I don't have the aura of a vampire.
I have obfuscate. I mean,
Yeah.
You know who looks a lot like a vampire?
a vampire.
Hey, Ty.
Me! I look exactly like a fucking vampire. And all my shit comprises very much vampire things.
Theo was like solidly like surprised anyone showed up at his house, and like we're like, what's the reason? He's like, I didn't think any of you respected me this much. What the hell? I was expecting like one of you to pop by and be like checking in, making sure you didn't leave your head here or something. Your body walked off. Not like, we're all here. What do you need? He's like, well, what?
We got nothing else to do, but we're waiting on the fucking prince. So,
like, the question solidly caught him off guard. You're like, what did you need? He's like, what? I did what?
pants.
I didn't need anything.
Pants.
He was just like chilling at the crib. Y'all want to hang? Swing by.
I don't want the threat of seeing those giblets. You know.
Bjorn was waiting for a hobo to text him. Like, that was it.
Yeah. No one else is doing anything because we're all just waiting on the prince and waiting on hobo texts. And like,
we're waiting apparently on Bjorn.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on better contacts too and domain to like kick in.
We're not actually waiting on Bjorn. Bjorn is going to a different warehouse, but we don't know.
I was confused on that.
So you're fine.
I'm wondering if the mage can actually ride this luggage like a little motorized scooter.
No, she can't.
But like with your spheres, can you?
The spheres. She doesn't have the dots for it, bro.
How many dots does she really need?
I mean, if she wants to ride a luggage like it's a goddamn car, she needs at least some enforces, and she has none enforces.
How many dots does she need to ride a sandwich?
Oh, you know what? Never mind. She's just gonna turn the luggage into a sentient being, and then make it her minion, and then ride it.
Does she have forces and matter are the two things she doesn't have, right?
Forces and entropy and spirit.
Oh, so she has matter. She could actually give it like an actual engine.
For
She
all
just
of-
have to learn how they work.
No, she can't give it. She doesn't have that much matter.
No,
She has enough
but-
to turn water into wine,
but
not
for-
enough to.
But for all
into
of
an
my
engine.
Discworld fans, when she makes it sentient, can she give it like 1,000 or so little pink legs?
Yes.
See, that might cause problems with the consensus. Yes, I catch your reference.
Only that part. Only that part.
No.
Really, like
No.
if you stay within 800 legs, you're fine.
No.
If they're not really
Okay.
obvious, it might just look like luggage that's moving along. You might just think there's wheels under there. You don't have to see the little chicken legs.
No way in hell. It will cause so much paradox.
I would love to see you attempt to explain that to Theo. The whole time he would just be like, I don't see the problem.
No, she's just yelling, "I'm doing this for you." Well, it happens.
You should do it for her. That is to say, you do it for him.
Yay! Go to hell.
Already in the plan.
Theo doesn't much care if you call him he got over that shit a long time ago. It's easier now that people wear like nicer things. He hated it back in the day when it was like stuffy, proper lady, like Victorian lady wear. He was like, he hated that.
Hey, can I make a late Steven Universe joke? Because I was drinking water at the time. Where do we go? What do we do? I think we made something entirely new. Hey, no, that's exactly what the home world gems feel like. You know what I mean? Like, they look at fusions with the same disdain as a regular person would look at a sentient piece of luggage with 1,000 legs.
I mean, I'd be cool. I'd have questions. That's all it would be. It's just how, who, where, when, why, and
Why did you make this?
No, but like,
why did you make this?
I'd be all for it. It would just be the whole like, give me the rundown. Can I have one? Can I make one? I'm good either way. Like I'll teach myself origami, whatever it takes.
Okay,
Alright,
but why though?
I'm gonna stop looking at you guys and just play blind. Like, I'm a blind storyteller that just has to, hopefully, I'm making enough expressions, you guys are, Anyway, Rebecca, Luther, and Dinah, and Theo are the 4 people heading to the hospital.
Yeah.
And they're all going in Luther's car?
Now, all in mine, he can't fit more than 2 people.
That's right. Alright, so Rebecca, you are chauffeuring all the lovelies over to the hospital to check on this ghoul that you're hoping is not dead.
Yes.
We can downtime it unless anybody has any interesting stuff they wanted to talk about beforehand. Does anybody want to discuss what they're going to do when they get there?
Find out if this guy is alive and which department we need to go. The morgue or a hospital room.
Well, so I
I already
gave.
did that once. Like I can do it again.
Yeah, we gave my number to one of the people saying to give me a call if he wakes up.
Yes, you gave it to a receptionist. She took a note to contact you when he woke up. You have not gotten a call back.
I will now inform the group of that. So I probably should have brought this up earlier, but Dinah and I did go to that hospital, and we gave a number to a receptionist, and if he ever woke up, and she never gave a call back. Not to say that, he's not woken up or not dead. Maybe she screwed up, but that we did do that.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't work out, we're back to doing nothing except waiting for the prince.
Guys,
For sure.
Uno.
And playing Uno.
I mean, I'm always down for a good game of Uno, so yeah, that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to.
Luther, do you bet on Uno?
I don't bet on everything. What is this? And you and your gambling, thinking I have an addiction. Stop it.
All I'm
We
asking
don't have an addiction. It's an art form. I know.
Really, I'm just
Luther.
trying to see if you want to bet on some Uno.
Luther,
I mean, if you want to bet on Uno, I am here.
I'll bet you $10 I can beat you in Uno.
I would.
I'll put
Yes,
money on
that is fine. We can play Uno and we can see who wins, and I will take your money. I have such words for
Sure,
you.
just don't put
that I
your
won't
card
use
down
in the
as
present.
collateral again.
I'll put my card down,
Well, you might lose it this time.
and
I
I'll
mean,
turn to
technically you lost it last time.
I'll turn to Dinah. What reminds me, we still have to go check out that place and see if it's something we want to keep or not.
Oh, you're right. We're gonna have to make a trip to New York at some point.
Yes.
You guys can borrow my Uno cards.
Thank you. What a generous offer.
Well, I'm already
That really
giving
is. I know
them
she's
$10.
being sarcastic, but that is very
Who
good.
said I was being sarcastic?
I did
This
just
is my
now.
honest face.
It's not very pretty.
That's all right. Not everything has to be pretty. We all have different aesthetic tastes.
So I just wanted to bring that up before we get too invested in thinking that this man is going to be up and willing to answer any of our questions.
Well, then what else? I'd really, I will say,
Just turn him.
I would really rather not waste my damn time. Like, I'll enjoy this, but there are people being grabbed off the street.
We could kill him, turn him, shake him really hard. Like, really hard, dog.
He got punched in the liver, honey. Like, I don't know if he's gonna wake up.
Yeah, so we help him along and then talk to him.
I'm not sure if we're supposed to be doing that, if I remember.
I don't know how to. Do you know how to just heal people? Because I do not. So.
Well, I know that, like, if their heart stops, and it's been a while, mind you, but I think if you suffocate them, they die. And then you can do other things. Does anyone have a Ouija board?
No, but we can stop and get one. Rebecca is pulling into the parking lot at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Please feel free to interrupt.
Please interrupt! Oh my god!
Like, I can't stop.
We're
because
just
it's who he
stalling.
is.
Like, I'm
Sorry, it seemed like you guys were having fun. So, yes, Rebecca arrives at the hospital. You guys head inside. You head toward the same receptionist front desk that a couple of you had been to before. I think it was specifically Rebecca and Luther, or Luther and Dinah.
I made her like me.
Yeah. So you guys arrive there, and Rebecca, you work here. So of course you, even if you don't know this receptionist well, like you know her by name and face. So this happens to be Ashley, that you remember her. She's got like kind of a blonde bob cut hair, and is definitely younger, like kind of just finishing up her nurse's program. So she's working receptionist for now.
How does Theo look right now?
Theo will have to roll to see what he looks like.
What is it again? What is it for?
Hold on.
Like, obfuscate and something?
It's an obfuscate power. I'm drawing a blank on what Mask 1000 is. Hold on one second.
If I open one more tab, my laptop will die.
Manipulation performance. At 7.
Nothing could be easy these days.
One. So you look human, but you are butt ugly.
It's fine, I have a skin condition.
I mean, we're in a hospital, so I'm sure they'd be, you know.
No.
about
As
it.
long as you get a success, like you look human enough that no one's gonna be like suspicious. You're just not gonna be pretty to look at. Fail just means it doesn't work. Botch is something else. So, Theo, Rebecca, Luther, and Dinah, you're trailing into the hospital, heading towards the receptionist desk.
Rebecca will trot up fairly quickly and, hey, Ashley.
Oh, hey, it takes her a second. Rebecca, right? Hey,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Good. I was just coming in to see if I could check in on that liver guy who came in last night.
So this is a different girl, but, so she responds, right, yeah, sorry, I didn't have you marked down for anything, I don't think. She starts, like, moving papers around. Do you know the name?
No, I don't, but I was there when he got livered. And these... Huh? Yeah. Hey God, what time was it?
Sorry, my mouse was acting up again. Thomas Arbeth. Yeah, he's gonna be in 306. Looks like he's staying steady, but not in great condition. Hasn't really woken up just yet. You can go see him if you want. I mean, doctors up there will know you.
Yep. Hey, thanks.
She does notice the people trailing along behind you, though, and doesn't say anything, just has a very confused look.
Yeah. No, she won't say anything.
So the gang heads up to the 3rd floor, I assume with Rebecca in lead. Entering room 306, it's a dual room. The other bed does look unoccupied, though, and to the far back of the room is one of the skinny, weaselly ghouls you saw the other night that Rebecca took to with a bit of force. He is laying in the bed with, an IV in his arm. He looks just kind of generally pale, not very healthy, and is otherwise just in a gown with a blanket over him.
Okie doke. Yeah, no, she'll get the door for the others. And point in his direction.
So, we doing this?
What exactly are you saying we do? We taunt him and then just hope that he answers our questions?
Holy shit, that was a serious suggestion?
Sorry, what? I honestly didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
She said, holy shit, that was just... Wait, are you talking about me or her?
Her, I don't...
She was asking if that was actually a serious suggestion of turning him.
Oh. Well, I mean... We're all bored and impatient, I thought.
Okay, we should take that impatience out on the warehouse, not when I showed my face to my coworkers and now we're gonna make some guy flatline.
Why?
Well,
You turned to a shield. They're not gonna think he's dead if he's walking around the fucking place.
Well, they are. His monitor shows that he doesn't have a heartbeat anymore.
Oh, fine, then we kill him.
I wanted to ask him some questions.
Yeah, so we kill him and then ask him questions.
When he says kill him, he means ton him, Dinah, but...
I know what he means.
I
Thank
know.
you.
But, what...
Like dead. You know, like real dead. Real fucking...
No one is killing people in my hospital.
Also, we cannot turn anyone. That is kind of a giant against the rules.
I know who owns this hospital. Do you, Mrs.? Also, why the fuck not?
Because I said no.
The Masquerade. You cannot turn without permission from Theo.
I thought y'all were being impatient. Like, I opted for killing the guy.
Let's just go. Let's just go. Let's see if he's awake. If he's awake, we ask him questions. If he's not awake, we leave him alone and we go to the warehouse and we take out.
Oh, sorry. I saw that
right?
you thought we were in the room with him, and he's.
Yeah,
we are.
Oh,
we are.
I'm sorry. Well then, is he awake?
No, he's
I'll,
passed out.
I'll poke him a little bit, see if he's faking.
You poke him and you get like kind of a, but like just barely a noise comes out of him. He doesn't move much.
I mean, maybe we could wake him up. Maybe.
How full of drugs is he? He might not be able to answer.
I don't know. Rebecca grabs his chart.
Rebecca, and obviously you don't owe us any favors, this man any favors, but can you make him come to?
Alright, so Rebecca, you grab his chart. You see all the basic information about the liver injury, his surgery. He went under basic resection, which removed the damaged part, leaving just the leftover functional section of his liver. So now he's going to have to be on immunosuppressants, which is part of his regiment, and then additionally they did find in his blood at least 2 different narcotics. One seemed to be an upper, potentially cocaine, and the other they're not sure, it's just some kind of like depressant. So he was on some kind of mix of narcotics.
Hey, Spira.
Yeah.
Can I just say real quick that I picked exactly the right organ to injure for you to storytell at me.
You really did. Like, if everybody wants to stick with hurting livers, it's good with me.
Since I am not a nurse of any kind or know anything about medical things, like, Luther's question of will he be able to talk to us, I mean, does it look like he'll be fine enough to speak?
As a nurse, you see that it's probably just that this guy wasn't in good health in the first place, so after that, he's just been asleep since his surgery. Like, he was on anesthetics for the surgery. That lasts for a while in normal conditions. The fact that he wasn't in good health just means that he is probably just sleeping a lot of the junk that was in his system off, and just hasn't really come to. They gave him a bit of painkillers for the surgery, so between like a little extra morphine, getting to actually rest in a bed with IV, his system's like is actually just letting him rest.
Luther's question was, could you hocus pocus this dude up?
Yeah, no, she heard that question. She just is ignoring it for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
The last time someone asked her to hocus pocus someone better, he died faster and she got 4 dots of docs. So like,
That's
she
true.
has her cat with her, but she's not really confident in feeding it to the cat.
Does Theo know this is a ghoul?
Dinah said it earlier, yeah.
Well, clearly not moving, but has anyone, fed him? It's been a couple days away from whoever the hell owns him.
You do know at least a dot lasts a month, but also, yeah, you could still consider that you have no idea the last time he had enough.
Also, won't it help him heal quicker if he's fresh off on topped up?
A little. I don't think it's ever canon that, like, giving him a fresh bit is... actually, no, it does.
Instantaneously.
Yeah, no, giving some fresh kindred blood to a ghoul will help.
Yeah, so Rebecca looks really relieved when she looks up from the sheet. Yeah, no, he's gonna be fine. He's just, recovering. If he wakes up, he should be all right.
Do we? Obviously, we want this to hurry along. Maybe we could give him some of our blood, like Theo said.
Still won't be ready tonight.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Well, yeah, but
Okay.
don't need him crawling out of the bed fiending for something. Run off on us.
I mean, what do you want one of us to sit here and wait?
What? Just feed it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, short straw. And
I don't know. I don't do kids. I don't do well.
Rock, paper, scissors. There's 3 of you.
Rebecca will play.
Does Rebecca say that in character or no?
She doesn't say Rebecca will play. But
I know,
if you
but
guys
you
start
would
rock,
say.
paper, scissoring, she will include her hand.
Not
Alright,
to.
I'll lead it off.
How do we do this? Do we do this on camera?
Put them fists on the screen and I'll lead you off, alright? Ready? Everybody.
Wait, hold on. Is it rock, paper, scissors, or is it rock, paper, scissors, go?
Nah,
Are we
If
doing
you
3
say
or
all
4?
3, then you show.
Wait,
Okay. All right.
wait,
1,
rock,
2,
paper,
3,
scissors,
go.
go, or rock, paper, go?
Yeah. It's
Shut up!
Rock,
Shut up!
paper,
Shut up!
scissors,
Scissors,
or
go.
rock, paper, scissors, mwah.
That one, the second one.
That's
Oh my-
dumb, and you should feel dumb. I'm sorry, that was...
Oh my god, how much more stalling can we do, please?
all right.
I'm
Start.
going to
Yep.
say all 3 and then you show, okay? Because that's how you do it. Anyway.
Okay.
Theo, are you in? I gotta see them fists. Rock, paper, scissors. Alright, so Rebecca's out.
Scissors, but me!
I'm going to kill someone.
Get those fists ready. Rock, paper, scissors, go. Tie. Alright. Get the rock, paper, scissors, go. Rock, paper, scissors, go. Rock, paper, scissors, go. Alright, Theo wins.
I win. That means I don't have to do it.
No, we're not gonna. No,
I don't think that's the
We're
way.
not doing this over again.
Yeah.
No, Theo
Oh my
wins.
God.
No, Theo wins the right to do it.
Or he gets to pick who does it.
There you go. Theo can pick.
Yeah, I don't care. Luther, you do it. You don't want Semitic blood in him. They get
I
all
was-
kind of ugly. You should
I
have to
was-
answer a lot of questions to the nurse.
I was gonna say I feel bad for the man for having to have your blood in his mouth, so this works on my conscience. Luther will go up and just take a nail and kind of like pop something in his wrist and kind of drain it into the dude's mouth.
So he's still out of it, but as soon as it like touches his tongue, kind of like a man, dying of thirst, he starts drinking it, and you see it actually flow down his throat. He coughs a little and starts to stir. His eyes slowly open, and he looks like he's trying to sit up, and then, the actual pain and the feeling of his surgery hits him. Oh, fuck. And he leans back a second, looking around. Who the fuck are you? Then he catches Rebecca in his sight. Hey, wait, no, I didn't,
Luther will,
Take a step back.
yeah, Luther will also just back away and just try and cover up
Dinah's
his hand.
surprised as shit that worked.
You will look at all of you just like this. Super I told you so face. Literally pointing at you.
Theo will, or not Theo, I'm not Theo. Luther will look around. Do we have to? So we don't have to restrain you or anything. This is gonna go nice and easy. We don't have to have Rebecca here do what she did again.
Thanks.
He has his arm over his side, not really clutching himself, but just in that kind of protective motion. Yeah, no, God, whatever the fuck you want.
Theo's gonna lean over to Rebecca. The fuck'd you do to this guy?
Put him in the hospital.
Nice.
The guy is definitely keeping most of an eye in Rebecca's direction, though he's concerned with these new people as well.
Nah, Rebecca's going, and Luther's gonna try and find some. I mean, oh no, I just have to lick it, right? I just lick the wound close, and it's all good.
That is when you bite a person. As long as you don't break the kiss, you can lick it close. In your case, you can just close it, because it doesn't take a whole blood point to close a small wound.
Nice. All right, I'll do that. Rebecca here is going to ask you some questions, and if you could just kindly answer them, that would be just dandy.
Wait, did
Dinah was like, okay.
Did you say who was going to ask
Yeah,
questions?
she
What?
said Rebecca. Dinah's
He said Rebecca.
Okay.
The guy's nervous about you. You fucking one-shotted his liver. I think he might answer some of your questions.
Hi, Thomas.
He doesn't exactly respond, but he's looking at you.
We want to know more about the warehouse you were going to take that vampire chick to.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about who's inside?
His eyes dart between all four of you, and he looks too nervous to answer.
Dude, I've been torturing them with Uno jokes the whole car ride here. You don't have a lot of liver left. Can we get on this?
Luther at this time would also kind of nudge Dinah and be like, nah,
Yeah.
yeah. Atta girl.
I'm gonna do the thing, the presence.
You're going to awe him?
Yes, that thing. I could not think the words speaking.
One syllable.
Words. Yes, that thing.
Alright, so
Okay,
that
sorry.
is... 1 second.
Charisma performance.
Yep, I knew it was charisma. I was just double checking if it was. So there you go. And I think that's just 6. So
Okay.
nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's enough. It's a kind of a number of people around you.
Oh yeah,
and
number
you're
of people
focused-
affected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I'm
you're
trying to
focusing on a
affect
specific
one
person.
that
So,
counts.
you cast your awe on this poor ghoul in front of you, and he immediately begins to relax. And while he had been staring at Rebecca and very concerned about her presence, he now kind of watches Dinah very closely, as if like kind of watching a celebrity in front of him, just speaking in his direction, just excited and totally like lost in whatever she says.
All right, honey. So we're not necessarily blaming you. You see, we'd like to help our friends out, and we'd like to leave you alone here so that you can recover. That's why we got you here, because we don't blame you at all. All right? You'll be okay. How about you help us out? All right? You probably feel like you're in too deep, huh? Right? That's all right, honey. Nobody expects anything like this. How about you help us out? What's over at that warehouse? Why are you taking my friends there? That's right. He's making you do this to give you more blood? Well, that just don't seem right, honey. Now, what on earth does he have you doing?
He gives us targets, mostly homeless, but sometimes he wants us to grab kindred, usually outside clubs or walk into their havens, I think.
All right, now why does he have you doing such dangerous work? That doesn't seem like it would be particularly safe to do, grabbing kindred in particular.
Well, the homeless, I'm not exactly sure what they always do with them. Sometimes they just drain them, you know, just a meal, I guess, and throw them out. The kindred, sometimes seen them drink from them too.
Any snakes? Snake tattoos, snake stuff, talking about snakes, looking at snakes, I don't know. Forked tongues, weird shit.
His focus is still kind of stuck on Dinah, but it wavers in Thea's direction as he asks. He looks a little less interested in answering Theo, but with a very confused look, he shakes his head. No?
Anything stand out about the guy who's having you do this? What do they look like?
I mean, Hector's just, I don't know, a little tan-ish, at least for a vampire. Darker hair, usually wears leather. I don't know, nothing really special.
How long have you known him?
Hector's been feeding me for a couple years now.
All right, are you from the city or did you move here from somewhere else?
A little further north.
Is this Hector guy? Sorry, can we roll if we know this Hector guy? Or
Yeah, I wanted to ask that too, if we knew that name.
Or even the appearance. A tan vampire sounds like something that might stick out.
Well, you would recognize that as probably someone who had darker colored skin before they were turned, but then it gets kind of pale. Like, you know what I mean? That's all he meant. But maybe if you still wanted to clarify that, y'all can roll intelligence streetwise,
Okay.
including Rebecca, if you'd like.
Tres.
3.
3.
My lovely kindred. Name doesn't really sound all that familiar to you. Rebecca, you remember the junkie from the apartment, Jason? Or wait, that was Derek. Derek from the apartment with the dead hooker. He mentioned a Hector as his domator as well. Or no, he was a kindred, so he just mentioned a Hector, which was his sire.
All right. Yeah. Oh no, this one I know.
Could you elucidate?
Sure. As soon as you tell me what that means.
Throw light on the situation.
Thanks. Yeah, the guy with the hooker that me and Abraham found. He mentioned a guy named Hector.
So, not Camarilla then?
Not anyone I know.
Yeah.
But I think we're all talking about the same guy, which is that dude's dad or whatever.
All right. Thank you, Thomas. Is there, do you know what else is around that warehouse? What's in it? What goes on in it besides just draining? Or do you just
Maybe-
deliver people there?
How many people we can expect?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like more of a meeting place. I don't think anyone stays there during the day.
All right.
But when I've shown up for work or to see Hector, he seems to like have a little trouble thinking, but he tries to calculate. I don't know, 5 to 10. Not usually that many, but sometimes.
All right.
So when he's in like a gown and stuff, right? Because he does he have any personal belongings somewhere in the room? Do I see his clothes or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a set of, like, it looks like the dirty clothes he was wearing folded and then like in a plastic bag on a shelf nearby, with another like smaller bag that seems to have his wallet and like a really just shitty old watch.
I'm gonna go through it and see if I can find a cell phone.
He notices you heading and starting to mess through those things, and while he's still in awe and like kind of staring at Dinah a bit long, just that little bit of action. Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, just making sure everyone knows where you're at. Don't worry about us. Well, me. Don't worry about me. Worry about these folks over here.
What?
I'm going to pretty much start ignoring him if I can and just go for the phone. See if there's see if it's one alive. See if there's any text messages.
Oh, no, there's no phone.
Oh, there is no phone?
No.
Oh, then I'll put it down.
There's a
Sis.
wallet and an old watch. At this point, we'll leave our intrepid hospital goers and check in on Bjorn and Abraham, who are going to be following up in the other warehouse direction, the one that goes past Lupin territory. Bjorn, were you going to follow up with Roxy or just head out with Abraham?
I was gonna follow up and bring Roxy along for the ride.
All right. So if you call or text Roxy telling her that you're gonna start heading in that direction, she gives you a short, quick answer that she'll meet you. The warehouse is... hold on. So it's out in a smaller neighborhood, much further away from the city life. There's like some residential areas, and then like out past that is a little more rural area. And then there's also a bit of a canal, slight bayou in that territory as well. But as soon as you hit this main bit of tree line, that's a couple blocks away from the most more house-built section of that neighborhood, it starts to become werewolf territory. So she agrees to meet you just where like that line is, like the last set of houses before it starts becoming more trees, bayou, little swampy area. So Bjorn and Abraham are waiting for Roxy.
If you're talking as if we can't hear you. Nope.
I blame the cat.
Probably the cat's fault.
We should put it in its timeout hat.
Still cannot hear you.
Try now.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hey!
You muted yourself, really?
I haven't even touched the microphone. I don't know what happened.
The cat, obviously.
We'll just blame the cat.
Okay, what I was saying is on the way there, I would like to stop by a liquor store and buy some, like, really bottom-of-the-barrel whiskey, complete with the brown plastic paper bag. I'll offer it to Bjorn if he wants, but if he doesn't want it, I'm dumping half of it.
Bjorn will take a heavy swig of it and hand it back to you.
Yeah, get a little bit on whatever I'm wearing, and dump it to where it's like half empty.
All right. So Abraham shows up in much more full homeless gear with a paper bag wrapped bottle of whiskey. Bjorn now at least has it on his breath and is completely shaven so that he looks very different than usual. You're waiting along this kind of territory line, and after a little while, you see Roxy approaching. She's a little shorter than average, dressed in, a mix of like a plain blouse and blue jeans with a leather jacket on top and boots. Has her really short curly hair and a bit of a snarky look on her face already. So she walks up to the two of you, hands on waist, says, "So, this is the dream team, I guess?"
This is more or less. I had a couple others, but I couldn't afford their pay.
She raises an eyebrow towards Abraham. Abraham, right? I don't think we've...
Yes.
Yeah, seen you
Yes,
around
I
town.
figure I can keep lookout.
Good. That could be particularly useful. She turns to Bjorn. Well?
Bjorn, I'll just go ahead and hand the phone to her with the image pulled up from the hobo, and just no real action has gone on tonight. Just that one guy standing outside, and that's about it.
So she examines the photo and nods. Yeah, it looks like, doesn't look like much. You did get a second photo that there was one other guy. Looks like there was a guy inside and one outside. Well, that doesn't look too bad if we don't run into any, furry friends.
Well, so Ava, I guess good luck. You're just gonna wait outside, correct? And
Yep, that's all I'm doing.
well then, without further ado, and go ahead and just start sauntering up to the guard in front of the warehouse.
Oh no, you guys are still a while away.
Oh,
She met you at the edge of the territory.
sorry, that's right. You definitely did say that. With that, Bjorn will hastily start walking towards the warehouse then.
Alright. Are you guys gonna head together, or is Abraham gonna, like, kind of go off in a slightly different...
Yeah,
parallel
I'm
path?
definitely gonna go off, get directions from them, and go off in a different way. You know,
Okay.
make sure I'm not connected to them.
Alright, then give me Dex and Stealth.
So I'm not trying to be particularly sneaky. I'm trying to be homeless. Can I do like a performance or something instead?
Give me a second. I still need Dex and Stealth, and I actually need it at 7 for a different reason.
All right.
You can also give me either Perception, Alertness, or Awareness, whichever one you prefer.
That's one. Keeping, if we're being watched, keeping in mind that I do have Blush of Health and the aura that doesn't look vampiric. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
one success on the stealth. And the perception alertness is difficulty 7 or 6.
7 on this one as well.
All right, cool.
Nice. Bjorn, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to roll as well? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Roxy's gonna be rolling too. Just trying to keep a track.
Just 2 successes.
That was your dex roll?
Yep.
Alright, do Perception, Alertness, or Awareness, whichever you prefer.
And the difficulty on that?
7.
3 successes on that.
Oh, let me know, which one did you guys pick? Alertness or Awareness?
Alertness.
Alertness. Sabani.
Yeah?
Spira's rolling a lot more dice than we are.
Hey, that's fun.
It's a good sign. You know, like, it's extra dice because she's putting extra love into your scene.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves for a second.
I don't.
That's a better sign.
I'll actually just be right back.
So how about them dolphins?
Why always the dolphins with you?
Because it's a reference to the movie The Birdcage.
I've never seen it.
It's pretty solid.
It is really good.
It's
You'd love it.
Robin Williams and Nathan Lane. Like, how
As a
how
gay
can
couple.
you go wrong? Yeah, as a gay couple, how can you go wrong?
I
You
don't
can't.
know because I haven't
You just
seen
can't.
it.
No, I'm saying like it's not bad because it's Robin Williams and Nathan Lane as a gay couple, basically given free reign to improv as much as they want. So
Sure. But you're asking me how it can go wrong. I can't
No,
answer that
no,
because
no,
I've
no,
never
I'm
seen
saying-
them in
I'm
any
saying-
capacity together.
I'm saying, how can you possibly go wrong if you have both of them? Because they're both great.
I don't know
Not-
because I haven't seen
Oh
them.
my god!
It's like you're telling me tuna casserole. How can you go wrong? And I'm like, I've never had a tuna casserole. I would not know. And you're like, no, but it's a tuna casserole. You
But-
can't go wrong.
I don't think you get it. Tuna casserole.
But it's Robin Williams and Nathan Lane.
Yeah, it's a tuna in a casserole.
No, it's not tuna in a cat. It's a whole casserole.
I
Of
don't
tuna.
know what a
Made for
casserole
tuna.
is, okay?
All right. So Abraham, Bjorn, and Roxy all move slowly through this more heavily sort of wooded, lots of bush and vine kind of overgrown area. Slowly, quietly, all of you have your senses up pretty high because you understand what territory you're moving through and the dangers involved. But you manage to make it through without running into any danger. You come to a edge of the tree line. I imagine Abraham's a little further off with Bjorn
Yeah.
and Roxy close at hand. And you do see the warehouse ahead where there is, it seems, one guard posted outside the door.
I'm gonna find a corner or a bench to just, watch.
All right. The area looks like there is a road that comes this way, and there's some more kind of industrial buildings, but it looks very kind of abandoned. These were old, like, factory warehouses that just haven't been in use for some time. They've even got some overgrowth, like, around the sides. So if you do actually, are you, like, stumbling out in his direction, or still staying a bit hidden?
Oh no, I'm not being hidden at all. Like, I'm gonna
Okay.
find a wall or a bench or something to just sit on and look like the dregs of society. Like that is my intent, is to be as unobtrusive and just homeless looking as possible.
There's a very large parking lot surrounding the warehouse, and there's a lot of those little islands that have the lamps, that like in the middle of each of them. So perhaps you stumble along.
I can be farther away and just have my or my auspex sight up.
Yes.
So that's probably what I will do, is just like I would like to find a place to just sit.
So Abraham stumbles along toward one of these lamp posts, kind of leans against it, maybe crumples down to his butt with his bag, clutching it, pretends to take a swig. The guard catches sight of you, and you see him move in an unsure way, like if he should go tell you to get out of this area or not. Right now, he's just kind of watching you.
I will make no reference that I saw him, or no visible move that I saw him.
All right, then for basically Bjorn and Roxy, you see Abraham get himself set up in that spot, and you see the guard's slight, uncomfortable body language with this person showing up in this quite abandoned area. Obviously, it looks like this is just a homeless person who might have been drinking and wandering through the woods, but he still doesn't like that he's here.
Excuse me. After I make sure that, see Abraham being set up, just gonna walk straight forward up to the guard, very visibly approaching him, and with surety and purpose in my step, I guess would be the best way to put it.
You see him as you start approaching, reach and place his hand on a pistol on his side belt. Hey, who are you? What the hell are you doing here? By the way, as you approach a little closer, he was wearing like a kind of, thick jacket, but you can kind of see that he is probably wearing something like Kevlar underneath.
Go ahead and hold my hands up in just a very non-threatening manner and just be like, I'm sorry, friend, I didn't mean to startle you. There's absolutely no need to raise your voice or anything. I'm just here for a casual conversation.
Roxy from the tree line kind of, like, if you glance back, you see her put her hand to her forehead. She doesn't like that you kind of just went forward. And the guy in front of you does not respond well to that at all. Because it's pretty much like an abandoned warehouse in the middle of nowhere. Who are you?
I'm listening in.
Hi, my name is Tom. What's your name? And I'll still slowly be walking closer to him to hopefully coming within just a few feet distance.
He undoes the little clip over the side of his pistol's handle.
Holster.
The strip, but doesn't take it out just yet. All right, Tom, why are you here?
Why? I'm sorry, am I not supposed to be here? I was just curious. I saw you standing out here and you looked really alone. I just figured this place looks abandoned. What are you doing? I'm sorry. I'm being incredibly rude. I'm Tom. I didn't ask you what your name is. What's your name?
The guard glances actually over to Abraham for a second, then looks back to Bjorn, and he doesn't answer about his name. Listen, Tom, I'm here on business. I don't know why you're here, but I suggest you move along. And he slowly takes the pistol out, does not point it at you, just kind of like, but with like it pointing down, does a little like gesture for you to like shoo.
After a couple seconds after he glances at me, I'm gonna pull my phone out of my pocket, look at it, and kind of stumble up, walk vaguely away from the warehouse. Like, I'm still stumbling, but I'm walking in the direction opposite of the warehouse.
About how far away am I from the guard at this point?
You could be like 3 yards before he starts getting more tense.
I'll stop at that point and stop trying to approach and just be like, look, I'm here for just a simple conversation. We don't need to take anything crazy. Apparently, I am in the wrong place. When I see him pull out the gun and just kind of be obvious, I'm just like, sorry, I think I'm in the wrong place. I'm going to go now. I'm really sorry to have bothered you, and kind of waiting for him to kind of lower his guard slightly.
Alright, 1 second.
Describe that for me again real quick.
So we'll stop and just when he brandishes the gun, well, not really brandish, but just kind of be like, "Oh, sorry, obviously I've made a mistake. You have basically you have a firearm. Sorry, I made a mistake. I'm gonna get going now. I'm sorry to have alarmed you," kind of a.
If you seem like you're... as you as you are saying you're gonna back up and he's holding his position, his attention is drawn to the sound. He turns his head to the right from where it's coming from, and at a very almost supernatural speed, at least 10 crows come flying into the area, basically in his direction, and start, flying around and making a complete ruckus around this guy. So there's just loud crows flying around in a circle, cawing, pecking, and he starts waving his arms around. His pistol actually shoots once, and he starts running away from the door.
With that, I'm going to use celerity to increase my speed and basically bolt into the nearest alleyway, corridors, shadows, something. Especially because, he shot a gun, and I am figuring that's going to alarm everyone inside the building. And
I'm gonna also dive and put one of the concrete bases of one of those lights between myself and the door of this building.
Okay. As you guys begin diving, and this one guard is starting to run off, freaked out by these birds that are sort of attacking him, Roxy starts striding out at a little bit more of a casual pace than the two of you seem to be reacting with.
I'm keeping up the act unless I specifically say otherwise. So when I dove, I did it drunkenly. I didn't do it very well.
Once she strides out a bit and she sees that the guard is still occupied, she'll make a very quick dash toward Bjorn, kind of doing a bit of a baseball slide and kneeling wherever he's hiding.
For the love of the gods, please tell me that was you.
Of course. I love crows.
With everything going on, I just didn't want to leave it up to assumptions.
At that point, the door bursts open, and the three of you from your hiding spot can see another man jump out, and he starts yelling, "The hell is going on out here?" And he starts looking around. He sees his colleague being attacked by crows, and immediately pulls out his pistol and starts running out in his direction.
So, gonna turn to Roxy and just keep it up with the scene from the Alfred Hitchcock movie, and I'm going to inspect things further. Hold here for a minute. And with that...
She, real quick though, she reaches out her arms, cracks her knuckles, and says, "Let's see if we can get some beavers in here."
Just shaking his head, I'll go ahead and... Or shaking my head, I'll go ahead and turn, and I will shapeshift into a bat. And so a small black bat in the middle of the night with Obfuscate 2 should hopefully be pretty non-conspicuous. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
Inconspicuous, but yes.
Inconspicuous. There we go.
Got there in the end.
and I'll go ahead and try and find like an open window or something and slip inside the warehouse.
The windows are like boarded up and covered and heavily closed, but the door is open because the other guard just kind of ran out.
Yeah, flying through the door. That works for me.
All right, so inside the warehouse, it is quite large. It is a warehouse. Good. I'm bad with like feet, but so maybe like 10 yards wide, at least 60 yards long. So smaller, but you know, good for basic storage. You see lots of like old crates that look like probably haven't even been moved out, whatever they were for originally. In the far back of the warehouse, you actually see kind of like a studio apartment setup. There's like a small bed, little like desk, table set up, mini fridge, and there's a young man seated at the desk who is looking completely frightened, but otherwise not restrained in any way.
And that's the only person I see is...
Yeah.
I'll take a few loops around the inside of the warehouse, just double checking and scoping things out before trying to find, I don't know, some crates or something to hide behind, drop down, and revert back down to human form.
All right, so when you drop in front of this person, changing from a bat back into Bjorn, he's seated in like an old computer chair, just like the like small back, seated with like, you know, old wheels. He slams against the desk standing and has that visceral reaction of wanting to crawl away. What the fuck? What the fuck are you?
Listen, I don't think you should be the one asking questions at the moment. First, let's start things off simple. My name is Bjorn. What is your name?
So he has his back very hard against the desk, but the desk is against the back of the warehouse. There isn't really anywhere else for him to go at the moment. He starts shaking, but after a moment trying to collect himself, Paul.
And now, Paul, what exactly are you doing inside this warehouse? Are those guards for you or yours?
He tries to look kind of a little like past you at the door. You can tell he's looking for somebody. But when he doesn't see anyone, he looks back to you. They were for me. Are you one of those people?
Most likely not. However, I have no intention of hurting you tonight. That is, can we remain amicable? We won't be a need to hurt you tonight.
Like holding himself, you know, his arms like close and still shaking a bit. Yeah, look, I don't want any trouble. I just wanted to be able to go home. They said I had to stay here a bit longer.
I don't... Bjorn will turn towards the door, look back and be like, they're not watching the door. You're free to leave if that's what you want.
At this point, you do actually hear a couple more shots go off. Abraham, you're still outside. You see Roxy from her position is still holding still, just kind of like paying she's focusing on those birds, and they're not exactly attacking humans that were guarding, but like they're definitely still like kind of being a nuisance. Both of them are now kind of like firing their pistols in their direction, and some of the birds are flying off from it, which makes Roxy look a little pissed.
All right.
But Bjorn, you do hear some shots fired from outside, and your friend in front of you, Paul, definitely seems shaken even more by that. You hear, little like gasps. What the hell's going on up there?
I'm occupying the guards. That was obvious. I'm sorry. Here's the situation, Paul. It appears you're being held here against your will. For some reason, I don't give a fuck, really. However, the men who are guarding you are since occupied. I believe you're what I came here for, and so I'll be leaving through that door and not being shot at because they're obviously distracted with something else. If you would like to come with me, I can promise you will be completely safe and return to whatever you call home.
He starts shaking his head. How am I supposed to believe you? I don't know who the hell you are. How'd you know I was even here?
Or I can believe you here and you can stay with them and figure this out for yourself. But you have one of two options, and in my opinion, mine seems a little bit easier.
Paul slowly sits himself back down on the chair and doesn't move.
Fucking hell, you guys always have to make this so difficult. Look, Paul. I suggest you leave. Do you know why you're here, honestly?
Yes. Do you?
I have some assumptions, but no, Paul, why are you here?
I don't know who you are, and you hear another set of gunshots going off, which makes his shoulders shake. Abraham, outside, you see Roxy's face seems to contort in even more concentration, but she's smiling really wide, and even more crows start to come out of, no, actually not more crows, but more birds start to come out of the trees from a distance.
All right.
At this point, the birds are making enough of a ruckus that, Bjorn, you can hear that there's more birds from inside the warehouse.
I'm gonna take a moment and study Paul. Is he breathing? Does he look mortal? He looks mortal?
As far as you can tell, very mortal. I don't think you have auspex.
I'm not high enough to get that far.
No. But from skin color, kind of general, a breathing pattern, the way he's reacting, definitely human. Maybe ghoul, but for the most part, you think probably just human.
Look, Paul, again, I can promise you safe return to whatever you call home, and I can promise you safe passage out of here.
I have no reason to trust you.
If I wanted you dead, I could murder you before you even realized it.
It doesn't seem to fill him with much more confidence, but he doesn't seem to disagree with that fact.
I'll just kind of slowly start approaching him, hands still up, just look, Paul. I don't know why I'm here. I was given some information and saw you here, and I figure I wouldn't like to be kept captive any more than anyone else. There are people outside with guns. They're obviously very happy to use them and very paranoid. Just makes me believe that if I was in your situation, I would be thinking whatever god I worship, that something had happened that could lead me out of here. And if he still seems kind of reluctant and everything, I'm going to slam his head into the desk and knock him out.
Before that, after what you said, his head drops a little and he just starts shaking it. Look, I saw something Something weird happened the other night. These men told me they were with the police department. They had their badges. They said they were just keeping me safe, like witness protection program for a few days while they made sure I wasn't a target of something. I don't know who you are, why you're here, why did you come here? How do you know I was... And he starts, you know, kind of still rambling, just confused on what's going on.
Bjorn will just nod and then try to slam his head into the desk and knock him out.
He should be a therapist.
I only need strength and brawl to see the outcome.
I've never wanted to botch more.
Destroy the desk
Just-
and this man.
Just smashing a pumpkin on the ground.
And the only person I'd ever expect it from would be Bjorn. I just tried to lightly bash his head and it just exploded.
5 successes.
Modi. Hey, Modi.
Yeah.
Can I remind you that Abraham,
Oh no, I
the
keep saying
mind control master, is right outside?
it. Fix it when he comes to.
No, you don't have to remind him. It's fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
Yeah, that's not the way Bjorn thinks.
Ancient vampire can keep track of Abraham, and you're like, that fucking just smash him.
It's just a kind.
He'll trust us then.
That you were sent here to get, not kill.
So
I'm not
Bjorn,
trying to kill him. I'm knocking him out.
So Bjorn somewhat expertly manages to just hit his head enough to not give him a concussion, but kind of knock him out for a couple minutes, because much longer than that is actually going to be very detrimental to the brain. But just enough to like get him quiet and get him out of here. Throws him over his shoulder, starts taking out of the warehouse. There are still 2 humans basically dealing with Hitchcock's The Birds right now off on the side, thanks to Roxy. You can see her off on the corner giggling her ass off. And Abraham, if you don't specifically spot him, is still in hiding and watching. Take from there, boy.
And I'll just kind of keep running past the whole birds, trying to catch Roxy's eye and just kind of salute it, wave at her as I make back towards the city. Hoping both Abraham and Roxy eventually meet up with me.
Roxy takes off. Oops, sorry, wasn't pressing the button all the way down apparently. So Roxy takes off running low to the ground with her celerity. So basically, even though she's crouch running, she's very quick, catches up right along to Bjorn's side, realizes Abraham's behind the 2 of them,
I'll be sitting for a little while because I want to be a homeless person and not the lookout.
Yeah. So the 2 of you stop, look back, kind of get the idea of what he's doing, and realize that he'll meet up and follow you later. Back at the hospital.
Hey guys, that's us.
Shit.
Oh no.
We got all of the information we needed, right? We can just bail skis, right? We can just get out of here, right?
No. Are you asking that in person or?
I'm not asking that in character.
Okay.
That is a terrible delivery.
I mean,
It kind of.
you
I
know,
feel like Rebecca might say. "Can we
I
bail
could see
skis?"
Rebecca say, "Can we bounce skis out of here?"
All right, so he said there was like 9 to 10, right? He said there was like 9 or 10 of them. that show
Oh,
up.
he said the range is like 5 to 10, but he doesn't usually see the higher numbers. He just said like that. I have seen that there. He's meant like I've seen larger gatherings, but it's usually like a
Yeah.
few people.
I think you said 5 to 10. There's usually not that much, though,
Yeah.
right? Or something like that. Yeah.
Is there a way you usually get in touch with him?
I got a burner phone it gave me. A lot of times though, he just tells me to come by every few nights.
How do you pick your targets exactly? Or do you know how he picks the targets? Is it just random people that you pick up?
Again, Dinah only had one level of all, so it's starting to waver, where he's still very interested in her, but other people asking him questions is making him a little uncomfortable. I don't know, man. And then his eyes glance over to Dinah again.
Dinah, I'm gonna make a phone call real quick. You keep this gentleman entertained, all right?
Hey, Dinah, could you maybe ask him if there's an easy way to get inside?
Yes.
I'll let you guys just kind of be like, Dinah, can you ask this? I'm just saying that's literally how he's gonna react, though. So, responding to Dinah's repeated question, he says, it's not really secured other than people watching out. Otherwise, it's kind of just an open door. I don't even think they really lock it.
They bring people there and drain them and don't lock it. What do they do with the bodies?
Oh, yeah, no, that's on the lower floors. Getting in's easy.
Ah. What's down on the lower floors?
A lot of shit. Weird shit. But he smiles at that, like he enjoyed it. Yeah, no, that's, the humans they grab, they drain them down there, sometimes keep them, turn them, sometimes kill them without doing anything. Yeah.
I'll nudge Dinah slightly again. The bodies.
What do you do with the bodies, the ones that died?
Thomas shakes his head. I don't know. They usually make me leave before that gets sorted. I've seen some trucks, some vans. Maybe they take him in that.
Names.
All right. Do you know any of the people's names besides Hector?
No, I meant the trucks and vans with the logos on them, like
Oh.
State Morgue, any of that.
I'll ask that next.
No, he tells you that they're New York plates, but there's no, like, company names on the side, just, like, kind of plain white vans or, like, old beat-ups.
Did you say New York plates?
Sorry.
No, I wasn't sure if that was actual detail or...
Nope. New Orleans.
Okay.
It's a new.
It's, whatever. Yeah, New Orleans plates. Or, Louisiana plates.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Can I step out and make a call to the prince?
Absolutely. So, Luther steps out of the room real quick while Dinah and the others continue to ask a couple more questions, and Luther makes a quick call to Marcel.
Ring, ring.
Where's your fake phone, bro?
Hello?
Yeah, Marcel, this is Luther.
Evening, Luther. What can I do for you?
Evening, Marcel. The man from the incident last night, who was sent to the hospital, he's awake.
Oh, yes. Have you gotten anything out of him?
Yeah, we've gotten a bit out of him, but I mean, I don't know how much longer we can keep him here or quiet. I was thinking maybe you could send some of your boys to come pick him up before. I'm assuming as soon as we let him go, he's gonna just contact his man. What was the guy's name, Spirit?
Hector.
Hector, and inform him that there was a group of people interrogating him. So I feel like you would probably want to keep your hands on him, and you could, I don't know, maybe get some more information out of him.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Luther. I'll have a couple people sent over immediately. If you can at least stay until they arrive, I will make sure that there are a couple people on site so that he doesn't take out, that IV and go running off.
Yeah, of course. Yes, if you could make it quick, that would be best. I'm sure I got something to make him stay still.
No trouble at all. Thank you again.
Not a problem, Marcel.
All right, so Dinah is looking more and more impatient. She wants to go to the warehouse, like yesterday.
Yeah, no, Rebecca has a single further question. And then it's just, what do the lookouts look like?
Thomas kind of shrugs and goes, they changed? There's a few of them? There's a couple girls, a couple guys, some skinny, some big.
All right, Rebecca is going to walk up to this gentleman.
Uh-huh.
You aren't going to tell anyone that we were here, are you?
His gaze that's a little stuck on Dinah, he tries to pull away and looks over at you, then seeing you again, shrugs with a little bit of a, fear. No.
I'll walk back into the room.
Well, that's good, honey, because we'll let you alone to recover if you don't.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
He doesn't have like a phone in his personal.
No, I don't think he did.
You don't see any, on the bed near the tables, and Luther didn't see any when he was going through his accoutrements on the table nearby.
Okay.
I just got off the phone. And one of the Marcel would like at least one of us to keep an eye on this boy. Make sure he heals up right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can volunteer to stay behind if you have other plans.
Oh, I'm going to the warehouse. I'd like to call Marcel as well and tell him to get his guys out of there.
Yeah, I'm not. Have you seen him? He's terrified of me. I'm not staying.
No, of course. I'm sure he'd feel much more comfortable with you not being here. It's fine. I'm sure all of you want to leave. I can stay behind.
All right. Well, I have an idea. And it could be really stupid, so...
Is this an idea we should be talking about in front of...
Probably not. Maybe we step out.
Okay.
We can just start walking to the car, and that way we can kill two.
Now, this nice gentleman is going to keep an eye on you, and you can go back to sleep, all right?
Thomas kind of pulls his, a little blanket over his legs up a little bit more. Yeah. Okay.
Before you guys leave, Luther will kind of look at Theo and just hold his hand out.
Yeah, I'll hang around.
No, I was just asking for the Uno cards. I'm not just gonna sit here and do nothing the whole time. I want some entertainment. If you want to stay, by all means, you can. But,
he'll pull them out of his pocket like a fresh pack, sealed Uno cards. He definitely bought this just to play with you guys.
That's adorable.
And he's gonna hand it to you. And he's gonna touch the guy on the shoulder where his, he's wearing that gown, by his collar.
Yeah.
I'd like to roll Thanatos' 6.
what does that do?
Fine.
Does his insides melt? Does he turn into a car?
It's time to lay death.
Oh, okay.
Severe disease, but on a fuse.
What happens if you botch that?
Sorry, what was that?
What happens if you botch that?
He dies now.
Oh.
But of disease, though, not me ripping his throat out, which was Theo's first inclination.
For sure. Are you gonna roll that shit?
Yeah. I forget how the roll works. God damn it.
Yeah.
I can't open extra windows with this laptop. I'm gonna start just opening the rulebook on my phone. We can move on and I'll roll whenever. Botch, well, you can skip to other people, I guess.
It's just harder to find anything past 5 without
That's
taking
something-
up the books.
6 is just the time delay part.
Oh, but it's putrefaction otherwise, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's putrefaction on or shrinking a bodily like in a limb, but that's medically a little sketchy. Might not be able to get out of that one.
Do we, like, when you cast that, do we know you are casting it, or are you literally just touching
It's
him?
just
It looks like you're
touch.
touching him.
It's just I touch him and it happens.
If you guys...
No, I wouldn't do that to the group. I was just wondering, like, if there's any kind of visual
Is it like a
to it.
abracadabra?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's legit just on touch, and that's it.
Okay.
It's like activating, what do you call it?
Because that's not going to end up OP.
I was gonna say versus 4. Jesus.
Well, he's a ghoul.
Okay.
The difficulty is stamina fortitude. He's only got 3, and he's only got 1 because he's been a ghoul for a while.
Bam.
5 successes.
Then you basically get to dictate how long and how it's going to affect him.
How does the damage work? Is
This
this gonna kill him or just severely cripple him?
1 second.
But essentially,
There's,
he's gonna-
I have a note that if a mortal suffers 3 or more health levels of damage from repeated uses of this power, which your success levels could mean the same thing in one scene, gangrene or other ailments may occur. So you could implant something essentially like necrotizing fasciitis.
it's exactly what he would do. Theo's got a sense of humor.
It's like your calling card.
Well, I mean, for assholes that enjoy torturing humans and enjoy fetish warehouse basements.
And for people who aren't a morbid nerd like I am, necrotizing fasciitis is basically just skin-eating disease. Bacteria that just eats away at your skin. If not caught fast enough, is like worse and faster than gangrene. So it can really like destroy an entire limb and get so far into your blood system that it is basically not able to catch it soon enough.
Why am pumping this shit directly into his neck?
I'm letting the audience and anybody else who needs to know how fast and horrible that shit can be.
Oh no, I know, it normally starts at the limbs, but this is,
Yeah.
magic. So, we're starting at the neck. Good luck. Neck amputations are rare, to say the least.
Now how's Rebecca gonna feel later?
Oh, she's going to be super hurt.
She's gonna be so bummed.
Like we just got some asshole who's been killing people off the streets. I thought Theo is super confused by you motherfuckers. He is like, where's your moral compass pointing? Because it's fine for him to jack off to a sex dungeon of people dying, but like me
Of
killing
course
you.
not. Of fucking course not. There's a time and place. He's useful. Of course he's gonna fucking die.
Oh well, yeah. Theo didn't do it today. Stop
I
it
was-
right now.
But like
I-
Rebecca was like, "Don't kill anyone in my hospital. Come on." And like, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, watch me kill this guy in your
He's
hospital."
dying
that.
of a medical disease. He just had surgery. He was cut open.
Sure, but
Now
like
it's an
she's
infected
so,
wound.
but like she's worried about him because she did kind of explode his liver. So she is going to check up on him. And if someone's like, "Oh yeah, no, he got necrotizing fasciitis and died," she's gonna know where it came from.
He's not
That's
going to be
fine.
here for you to check up on him, so it's totally cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will actually say, Theo, with your high medicine, I would recommend you maybe place it by the liver instead of the neck.
Oh my god, break her heart.
No, but I mean, it would make more sense than them going,
It would
how the
make
hell did he get
100%
necrotizing fasciitis after he had surgery in his torso?
Hospitals are gross, dude.
Well,
Hospitals-
yeah, but if there's no
Hospitals.
cuts or lacerations or anything, it seems strange for it to start here where it never even starts anyway.
Good thing I own the coroner.
True.
In my morgue, he'll go out with a medically explainable problem.
Alright. Theo leaves our friend with a little gift. Luther, Rebecca, Dinah, and eventually Theo are exiting the patient room and heading off.
Yes.
Nope.
Nope. Oh, that's right.
I'm-
Luther
Yeah.
is staying to
Yeah,
play cards.
I'm opening up the pack of cards like, oh, you thought she beat your ass. Just wait.
I love you, Luther.
He's nervous, but your kind-hearted, genuine demeanor starts to slowly make him feel a little more comfortable. Never really hits that kind of like chill attitude, but he's happier to be distracted after all of that nonsense.
So is Luther. Luther is also excited to be distracted.
Also,
But if he gets out of line, I'll just cast a spell.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna put a 24-hour clock on this boy.
Alright, then in that case, Rebecca, Theo, and Dinah are leaving.
So as they make their way to the car and, travel, Rebecca is going to turn to the others and I have an idea and it could be a really, really, really stupid idea. And just feel free to shoot it down if that's the case. But if these people are used to dragging in corpses or knocked out people, then maybe one of us can be that corpse or knocked out person. I mean, obviously not really. Well, you guys are corpses, but you know what I mean. I mean, we probably wouldn't come under fire right away if this guy's ghouling every goddamn person left and right.
You can't. I'm sorry. You know you can't ghoul a corpse, right?
No, so
I
they're
just- this is a
kidnapping.
skin condition.
So they're kidnapping vampires and humans and taking them into this warehouse. Two of us can pretend to be the kidnappers, and the third of us can be the vampire or human that's going in.
Unless they've got some kind of uniform, I don't see how they'll just let us.
Well, the guy said it's easy to get in, and so if that's the case, I don't see a problem getting in if we look like we belong there. I have a car. I mean, it's van-like. It probably won't be the strangest thing.
I can get a van. Like, that's not. White vans are like dime a dozen, pretty easy. Thing is, like, why? Are we going like skirt store? Like, why we're killing everything? What?
I thought the plan was to get him.
on Hector.
Okay, we can just
Yes,
walk
Hector,
on.
then the whole thing theoretically stops. So we'll see.
Nothing is never. You weren't dead yesterday. Nothing's ever that easy.
I know.
So I don't think we should maybe roll in unannounced into like some den of bullshit unless we're ready to kill some people. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm in then. Let's go.
Okay, I think the biggest question is: do we just walk in, or do we pretend we belong there?
Yeah.
I was pretending we belong there is not a bad idea, especially since I'm pretty fairly good at convincing people of that.
Solid can't look like me. There's only like 2 of us, and I don't think the other guys.
No,
in the
but they're
city right
they're kidnapping vampires. So if you're the person we're kidnapping, you can pretend to be yourself but kidnapped.
They're not
They're not
put
grabbing
this
prominent
lightly.
people.
They're not grabbing princes, so
Oh, I see.
I'd love if they did make my job easier, but so
Well, I don't know. You can change. Just do your thing.
I mean, I could try, but anyone, I'm sure, Abraham can see through it. Dinah probably could too. If they've got decent guards, they're gonna see something's up.
Yeah, especially if any of them have aspects. If we were going to complete this charade, one of us would probably need to be staked if we wanted to be convincing, and that's not worth it to me. So...
Ooh, I'll do it. I've done it before. It's fun.
You want to be staked?
I want to know how they're going to react if you drag my ass in there. That might tell us something. If they don't know who I am, fuck it. They're not related to anyone we know. If they do know who I am, they're connected some way.
Maybe they'll just think of some kind of Nosferatu if they don't know who you are. Sure, I'm all for staking you.
Do I need to break off a leg of the chair myself, or?
I don't know. What's around us? Fucking, I don't.
Okay, Rebecca's gonna reach into her purse and grab a stupid little knife.
Are you still in the hospital? Should we wait till
No,
you get out?
we've left. This is.
I knew you guys were
She'll
talking,
grab
heading back
one
to
of
her
these
van.
little
Okay.
switchy things,
Yeah,
that
it's
you
not
can
gonna
get at
be any-
Walmart for
You're
$10.
in the back of the Cherokee now?
Yes.
Doesn't it have to be wood?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. There is something in canon that says it's supposed to be wooden, and I swear there are other instances where it doesn't have to be. So I decided long ago my house rule was as long as it goes through the heart, it's fine.
Okay, but a knife to the arm doesn't stink. Just
No, but a knife to your heart does.
It is piercing the heart that causes the paralysis, which is
Is
why so many vampires are more protective of it, and why Jimisi will usually move their heart.
I always
Foot
thought it
heart
was
is
like
best heart.
whatever it is in the heart is chill, or just wood in general. So like a wooden bullet in your arm is bad, or just anything in your heart.
No. So wood is not specifically special, unless imbued with something weird. Regular wood's nothing. There is one instance where it says it has to be a wooden stake, but I swear there's an older version or some book that someone gets stabbed with a wooden or a metal pole and it works. So from the fact that they haven't been 100% consistent, I liked the idea that it's the myth of your heart being pierced, not that it specifically has to be wood. So you can pierce a vampire's heart, which is still you gotta aim right, and vampires have plenty of defense in different ways. It's so difficult to do. But yeah, no, I always house rule that it's just anything, as long as it pierces the heart properly. And stays there, not goes through, stays there.
All right, yeah, no, she'll hand a stupid Walmart switchblade to Dinah.
Are you sure about this deal?
That doesn't even look expensive. What the fuck?
Oh, that's because it
Do
was.
you want me to turn it into gold or something? I can pretend.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
Just
I can turn it into gold.
Black
That's the
dignity.
thing.
no.
I can do that.
He's gonna look at Rebecca and look slightly awkward. Then a smile creeps across his face. Not to impose, but this is kind of a big deal for us, and I've been in a box for 2 days. Might I steal a nip, darling?
Huh? What? No. Oh, no.
Kinda need it. This is and he'll look at Dinah like, you ever done this? Alright, it takes a lot to come back. All I'm saying, I'd like to not. I like living my death, thank you.
Well,
System-wise, for
Luther
fun fact
gave
for anyone who
his.
doesn't
Can you take Dinah's?
System fact for anybody who doesn't know, for fun fact, basically I believe the system says after stakes taken out takes about 3 blood points to fix.
Yeah, sorry. So question that she asked initially. Yeah, Luther did it in the hospital. Can't you just take Dinah's?
That's kind of like indentured servitude. Not that you're not wonderful, Dinah, but I don't really need that. I'm sure you don't need it either.
God,
Kindred drinks another kindred.
Fucking damn it.
They feel strongly for the kindred they drank from.
yeah.
It's like a
well,
love
give me-
potion, but
just-
shitty.
Give me a second. She is going to roll up her pant leg. For the second time in her whole life, is going to cut into her goddamn stupid calf or whatever, wherever it came from the time with Dinah.
Awkward shit.
He's gonna watch you and look at you like, fucking really?
Dinah's smirking, like, for sure.
Could you not have... Your finger... Why?
Just go! It's pouring
We're in a
out.
fucking car!
Well, get it! You're gonna get it on my upholstery!
I guess 2 points from her.
Ouch, sorry.
Yeah, it's gonna leave her a little woozy. Huh?
Dinah can drive.
Can
I
she?
need those 2 points.
I'm just saying, it's gonna leave her a little woozy, but yeah, no, that's fine. Rebecca, as this is happening, and obviously I would imagine you're kind of like looking away. 'Cause
She
you
looks
don't-
absolutely uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
she calls him Uncle Theo. This is
Yeah.
Still feels good,
uncomfortable.
though.
What?
Nope, not unless it's a teeth kiss.
Not unless it's a bite. Which is
It-
why she's cut
It
into
is
her.
literally, your lips have to be locked around it like a leech. If your lips aren't actually like locked around it, it will actually hurt. Since you're just drinking from an open cut, it's fine. These are the rules. Bite in, lips locked, makes a kiss. If you bite without that, like you make it vicious, it hurts like hell. Like it actually
New character
really,
concept.
really hurts.
Nosferatu with no lips. Let's go.
It really, really hurts to give a kiss. And in fact, the Giovanni have their flaw is actually a really nasty, it like especially hurts for even if they have their lips around it. And then but if it's a knife cut kind of thing, like I'm just giving you my blood, it's an open wound. It's just as if someone just cut their self open. Anyway,
Does Maid's blood have any special kick to it?
It does if it has quint, and I have that amount on my sheet.
Because Theo could use all of the... If you unstake him and shit is happening, he needs to be ready.
It's like it's worth 1.5 blood points right now, so 2 will give you
I
3.
just can't fucking believe he volunteered for this. Dinah was saying this is a bad idea. Theo goes, I'll do it! And she's like, okay.
Theo, remember, Theo has quite the affinity for homeless people and poor people. Especially in his domain, which I'm sure some of this has happened on his domain. So he's ready to wake up and slaughter. Don't hunt on his domain. Well,
That
that's
is,
the whole point
with-
of domain.
Storyteller approval, though.
no, that's good. I'm good with that. I've always said if you're not human, if you're something else, like you should give a vampire something else because that makes it more fun and why they might go for somebody else. Try to make that extra, because it's dangerous. You don't want to like, vampires hunting mages is not going to work out in their favor most of the time. So,
But yeah, so like right now, it's like a little energy drink. You know what I mean?
yeah, a little boost.
Red Bull.
Rebecca, though, while this is happening, you're not actually experiencing the kiss, but in any major reflective surface in your car, so particularly like the rear view mirror, maybe the side mirror, whichever direction you're kind of facing that you'd see them, you're going to see your
Avatar?
Yes, sorry. In it, you're gonna see your avatar Ambrosia in its beautiful androgynous form, giving you a sly smile that you recognize as it recognizing something you're doing as a new venture for like a good reason. Kind of essentially like you see your avatar looking on you as if saying, this is something new and interesting, embrace it, take what you can from it, learn from it, but also be cautious.
Okay, yeah, no, she's going to, she looked really uncomfortable, but kind of at the sight of Ambrosia, she's just going to flush fully and look somewhere else.
Theo's not making it easy. He's making like full-on lips, like licking his lips. Ah! And
help,
cracking up.
Dinah, help me.
Sure.
That poor Tori is just like,
I've got
all
a
right.
first aid kit in my trunk. Grab me that first aid kit.
All right. I do want to wrap this scene so we get back to the forest. So let me just know, between Rebecca, Theo, Dinah, wrap up this bit.
Wrap up scene. That's we will stake Theo, and then we're going to attempt to go into the warehouse.
Oh,
So
I'm
Dinah
literally
drives
like,
off.
do you guys want to say anything more to each other when this...
No, we're done.
Okay.
I mean, you stabbed me. Now you two have calm between the two of you. I'm
She's
out.
going to spend that time wrapping her goddamn leg up with her stupid car first aid kit and pretending it never happened.
Dinah is solidly looking away. She has not eaten today, so.
I am Theo, pusher of boundaries.
All right. Back at the warehouse with the human witness, we have two humans essentially being attacked by the birds that Roxy sent across to them. Abraham is sitting off on the side, still playing his act as the drunk homeless person, just kind of like, the hell?
Also kind of freaking out about the fact that birds are attacking people.
Yeah. Bjorn and Roxy are basically running off in the woods. Bjorn has Paul over his shoulder, heading off. Abraham, where you are situated, you're showing you're freaking out at these humans.
Yeah.
As you can tell, Roxy's getting further away and more focused on getting away with Bjorn. The birds start to dissipate, and the two humans, they set off a couple shots from their guns. They start to collect themselves. They look confused, frustrated, a little scared, and definitely mostly angry. Especially if you pull up like Auspex 2, like that's the highest color on their Auspex. I'm just gonna like give it to you. Like they're angry, heavily confused. Just they know what their assignment was, and they realize like something fucking went wrong. They're like turning around, looking in the woods, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. They both see the doors open. They run over there. They realize immediately that the person that was in there, as you saw, is not there anymore. One of them immediately gets on a cell phone, starts calling someone and talking like furiously, like, but also like scared of getting reprimanded.
Can I Auspex hear that?
Yeah, no, you said you had hearing up.
Yeah.
So you're getting all that. You hear the one on the phone explaining to someone what just happened, and the other one starts scouting kind of closer to that tree edge, just trying to look for what direction they might have run off in, like east, southwest, more so.
Right.
He does catch you, looks a little concerned, and starts walking in your direction. At this exact time, real quick, you also hear something that sounds like heavy animal feet running in the woods behind you and in the direction of where Bjorn and Roxy were going.
Okay. So this is something that the rules don't specifically say.
Sure.
What's the range on telepathy? Because I've looked and I cannot find a specific, here's how far you can reach.
Ooh. Sure. I do know that it's vague. I believe the concept, when I've talked to other people about it, is for someone you're not connected with and is not receptive, needs to be, like, in eyesight, like, in area you can see them. If it's someone you're close to and would generally be receptive to receiving a message from you, so in this case, Bjorn, I would say okay.
Alright, well then I'm going to try and reach out to Bjorn and let him know, you've got dogs on your tail.
The only the response you'll get is probably just a fuck.
Alright.
Yeah, so I'd say Bjorn, like, you can't send him messages, but since he was tuned into you, he'll get that, like, kind of sense back.
Did I get any identifying information from that phone call as this dude heads towards me?
Which phone call?
Like the guy that's on the phone with his presumably superior.
Right.
Okay, do I get any kind of names, any like any identifying information of any kind from this guy?
Definitely speaking to a superior. You know these are lackeys of the New Orleans Special Task Force. You can figure if it's not actually Detective Carter, most likely at least someone that's gonna then tell him immediately.
Alright.
Like, you know Carter's gonna know sooner than later, like within a few minutes.
Alright, then as this guy heads toward me, I'm gonna, like, stumble back, like, you know, in fear of this guy that's coming after me, stop, go back, grab my bottle of whiskey, and then start stumbling back again.
So, yeah.
Obviously, this will take a couple seconds.
Yeah. No, but this man is heading toward you. He very similar to, or actually he still has his pistol out because he was like shooting at these birds that were attacking him. He has it out, pointed at the ground, not directly at you, but definitely ready to raise, and you can tell he's trained, like just you at least are intelligent enough to realize this.
Yeah.
Whatever he thinks your character knows. But he has his hand on his gun and starts charging towards you. Who are you? What the hell are you doing here?
I was trying to find, and I'm stuttering, I'm stumbling, I'm not really giving any information.
He then does the proper hold up toward you, arm over, fingers not on trigger, but holds it in your direction and says, "Sir, I need you to leave these premises now."
Solidly taking a drink with my hands up, and then I'm gonna stumble just away.
He's just gonna hold non-trigger finger gun in your direction and wait for you to leave. The other person is like still like getting on the phone again and like walks into the warehouse.
Cool.
All right, so you start heading into the woods. You know where the sound came from, and it's heading, but it is now way ahead of you, so you feel safe enough to like still kind of head forward.
Yeah.
Walking?
What?
Well, you were originally not going too fast. But then you gotta.
I said
you gotta bring
were walking
next.
along with Paul and Roxy. You get that text.
And I'm running as fast as I can. Well, I'm not gonna like ditch Roxy if I'm faster than her, but yeah, I'm booking it.
She actually has a higher perception than you, so you're gonna get the text. But, like, the second you even tell her that, she's gonna hear it and say, like, we need to go. She's even gonna, like, give you a half glance at the guy on your shoulder looking like, don't know if that's necessary for her right now. She doesn't say it out loud, she just gives you that look. So, Roxy and Bjorn start booking it. Bjorn, as my PC, you start hearing those pounding, like Jumanji-style footprints down on the ground coming along your left in the woods.
About how far away are they?
Going from like 10 yards to, as you continue running, to 6 to like you're running now and like you can hear it. They're very close. Like we'll probably be on your tail in a second. This music isn't good enough. Hold on. There we go.
I'll just yell at Roxy to keep going, plant my feet and turn.
With Paul on your shoulder?
Yeah, why not?
You plant your feet, turn. Paul's still kind of hanging on your shoulder. Roxy, she has decent celerity compared to you, which actually you don't have celerity, do you? 1? Yeah.
Uno.
She has better celerity, so she can run faster. She was just only keeping at your side. But like with her natural affinity for being able to run quickly, she kind of like slides among the like leaves on the ground as it's still mid-February, just catches herself on the ground and then walks toward your side. I ain't fucking leaving, Bjorn.
Fine.
About a couple more seconds, those pounding sounds on the ground and the, like even just the sound of moving muscle comes through the woods, and in a sliding sprint, you see 2 wolves land in front of you, but they are at least 3 to 4 times the size of a normal wolf. One is a very deep, dark chestnut brown, and the other has a more of a like red, fiery brown, like kind of tint to its skin, almost shines even though it's dark in the woods. It's just a little bit of the moonlight kind of, you know, brightens its fur. The 2 stand there, fur bristling, staring at the 2 of you and shake their haunches a little, but they don't move right away.
Bjorn holding his hands up, clearly not holding a weapon, despite that being relatively irrelevant. We'll just turn to them. Good evening, gentlemen. Or, good evening.
Roxy stands solid, but gives a very kind of courteous kind of nod at them, you know, showing she's trying to be polite without saying too much. The more red-tinted wolf stays in form and still tough, like muscles taut, not like, you know, giving any leeway. But the one with the darker haired fur eventually turns into a young Hispanic looking woman, which Bjorn, you'll actually recognize from about 3 or 4 weeks ago as a woman who told you her name was Maria and is a part of the Uptina tribe. who seemed a little more ready to speak than her previous companion. She, however, does not look happy to see you, only ready to speak in human words.
It's a lovely night tonight, isn't it?
What are you doing here?
Sorry, I thought it was obvious. He'll say, shrugging his shoulder and kind of like with Paul on it.
Yes, the other humans we're keeping. What are you doing with him?
Was breaking him out from where the other humans were keeping him. He's a potential lead on stuff we have going on, and I was interested in getting a conversation with him without somebody waving a gun in my face.
Roxy steps forward with the, two kind of hands up position of, we mean no harm. Says, this human, I believe, is a part of something more complicated going on with our people. We meant no intrusion in your space, except that another set of humans were keeping him here, and I think for the express purpose of us being unable to obtain him. Thanks to this being your territory, we really meant no harm. Maria looks still unsure and unhappy, and the red-furred wolf next to her takes one step forward. She does press a gentle hand on its shoulder and keeps him still. Roxy looks toward Bjorn, and Paul actually makes a bit of a kind of groaning noise, as if he might be waking up.
Look, I'm sorry if, I'm sorry for our rudeness, but did you guys have any particular need of this human?
Maria, holding the other wolf's shoulder in her hand, looks the two of you over and the human again. She seems to calculate the situation, looks at her companion, and shakes her head. No, I don't know exactly why they were holding him here, only that they were human, and it didn't seem to bother any of our affairs, so I didn't particularly care. If it's your business, I'd actually rather have it out of here. And she kind of glances again at her companion, who reluctantly shakes his head in a kind of nod.
I appreciate that. Yes, this is strictly kindred business, and I would love just as much as you to take this out of your territory and keep it within ours.
The oversized wolf sits on its haunches, still ready to pounce, as you can see its body and its muscles still moving slightly, but it remains still. Maria, however, looks between Bjorn and Roxy and asks them their names, and after, obviously, I would assume, getting them, says, she pauses a little while. I, at least, and my companion, we have a situation the two of you may be able to help us with. We allow you to pass through our territory unhindered with your quarry. I would like to meet you again 2 nights from now if we can. I have something I need to ask of you. Did
Did she say where she would like to meet us?
No.
Bjorn will sigh very loudly, holding his hands up. Of course, fair is fair. Where would you like to
Roxy
meet?
also like kind of relaxes and just very slowly tries to like cross her arms to look a little more comfortable. Yeah, where can we meet you? So Maria gives you a location. It sounds like a very like small kind of restaurant, nothing, you know, most people go to, like not a touristy place. If you can meet me there, perhaps Tuesday or Wednesday night. Do you have phone numbers?
Of course. And he'll read off the burner phone that he had picked up earlier that day. His number.
Fine, I'll follow up with you. You can have safe passage if you meet me. If you do not, and I see you again. And then, without another word from her, the other wolf begins growling again.
I believe your message is quite clear. I appreciate your willingness to meet us
Go!
halfway. With that, he'll smile and begin trotting off towards the city.
All right, and with that, we wrap up episode 11 of New Orleans by Night. So, as usual, I want to thank everybody who watches us live, all of our fans who watch us on YouTube. We appreciate you guys following up on our games. If you're on either Twitch or YouTube, our links for our Discord channel and our Twitter should be below. If you're on Twitter, or if you're on Twitch, our YouTube link's below. Same way around. If you're on YouTube, Twitch is below. So check us out wherever. We really enjoy if you guys join us on Discord. We love talking with you guys. We talk about the game. We just hang out. It's super chill. So definitely join us there. We talk about not just World of Darkness and Vampire, any role playing, anything about life. You know, we just like hanging out. So see us there this Friday, I believe. Yes, we shall be good for our next episode of D&D. Sorry, it's been a little bit off and on, but us with real life stuff has been taking up time. But we're going to get back to D&D and really take off with it. It's been a really fun game, so check that out. If you haven't seen the first couple episodes, they're on YouTube. And we should have another vampire game coming up in another week. If you join the Discord or the Twitter, you'll get to hear about those announcements. I think that's about everything. So unless my players want to say anything else to my lovely chat, that's about everything. So yeah, love y'all. See you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.